right. Hello everyone. Hello, good people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You know what it is. The time has come for me to play Crawl again. I am mightily excited for that. I was going to start earlier with some Noita, but then I decided against it because I was watching a streamer, and that would be more of a bonus content that doesn't really appeal to most of my audience, so I decided against it. Um, Regardless, we're gonna be playing some Crawl. I actually have no idea what character I'm gonna be starting today. Um, yeah, I don't know what character I'm gonna be playing. Hmm, no idea. Right now, I'm expecting this person who is playing the tutorial, and I'm pretty sure this person is gonna die. But let's see. I like that the tutorial starts you with a human. A human is like powerful enough that you're not gonna you're not gonna run into issues unless you go looking for issues, as this person is right now. Like the tutorial gave them a message that said something along the lines of, you probably shouldn't do this, and this person is choosing to do so. So let's see how it unfolds. Or I guess that's what I would do if I didn't want to play myself. Um, Regardless, thank you so much for following. I appreciate that. I disabled the follow notifications on my notification feed because I was getting, like, follow bots like literally everyone else on Twitch, and it's just a bunch of spam that pushes away um, the other notifications. So I just turned it off. But the the alert still appears at least. I can just turn it off if I need to do so. But anyway, um, the time has come for me to start. Let's see, trunk. Is that trunk or 0.27? Yeah, it is 0.27, I assume. Okay, this would be trunk. What do I want to play now? Maybe a demon spawn or a Jin. I enjoy them quite a lot. Yeah, I'm really like thinking about either demon spawn or Jin. Probably demon spawn. The thing is that both of them have to be played as mages. But I guess it's okay because I have been playing a fair amount of melee characters lately, except for that ogre spellcaster that I did 14 runes with. Now, what kind of spellcaster do I want to play? Like lately, my favorite. Oh, I know. I want to play a summoner. Yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing today because summoners got super buffed in 0.28 in the current trunk version. Now that summons don't half the amount of experience that you gain, they're like so much better. Play a cat necromancer? No, I don't like cats. I like winning. I have a streak of 3. Maybe if I didn't have a streak of 3, I would start a cat and be all miserable. But it's important for me to want to play crawl, and when I play a cat, I don't want to play crawl because I don't like getting two shot by the whole game for the entirety of the game, and that is just the cat experience. Until you get statue form, I guess, but statue form is not really a guarantee. It is a bit more common than other high level spells, considering that Roxanne is guaranteed to give it, but then you don't see Roxanne every game. And even if you do, you may not have the tools to be able to kill her. But yeah, that doesn't really have to do much with Cat Necromancer, I guess. I'm gonna play a Demon Spawn Summoner for the streak. Let's see if we can continue it. Okay, let's wait for that to load. Something makes me think that it's not gonna load. Let's just save and reload it. Let's try one more time. Okay, now it's loading. Um, so yeah, now summons don't halve your experience gain. They got a bit nerfed because now you can summon less things, but it is fine because now you gain the whole bulk of the experience, so you're not punished for playing a summoner, and that's pretty good in my opinion. I have a Fated Altar here that You could say that it would not be a terrible idea for me to take it, except for the fact that Jiba is still in the game. I won't be taking any Faded Altars until Jiba is gone from the game because it's just not a good idea. Spriggan Summoner and Cat Summoner in the Moth though. I guess. What was the play with those before? Did they get nerfed by the changes to Summoner? I wouldn't think that they did, personally, because the changes to Summoner now like get them more experience. Cat Summoner and Spriggan Summoner were like things that would not join the fight with their summons regardless. Um, so I don't know. But maybe there's like a secret technique involving like their fast movement speed that I just don't know because I never played that kind of stuff. Okay. Spilled blood erupts in flames. I don't know what that gives once you have the full facet. Maybe it gives like fire resistance or something, and that would be kind of nice. But I really have no idea. One of the things that I don't like about Summoner that is still in the game, unfortunately, is the fact that even though summons are much better now, they still it is like very like you cast it and then you have to burn a bunch of turns waiting for the summons to do their thing, which is not the thing that happens with pretty much any other spell or spell school. Like most of them just directly kill the monster, and that's in my opinion better. Oh, I got the effect with the blood. Very sweet. Or maybe I wonder if whips make monsters bleed more than, or what happens. Like let's see. Spilled blood. So yeah, it is reliant on blood that comes from monsters, I guess, because I guess it also ignites your own blood, but hopefully you won't be spilling a lot of it. So yeah, I still have the same issue that I had before with summoners. I don't think that will ever change because it is like the nature of summoning that you cast your things and then you wait for them to do their thing. Oh wow. Okay, well, don't kill me. Um, that is a pretty good weapon to have. I am very glad that I didn't die to it, and yeah, that guy just dies because any amount of poison that you apply to a D1 monster is almost guaranteed to kill the monster straight up because they have such little HP. So it's pretty much a weapon that one-shots anything that you see on D1. Even gnolls, I think, they get one-shot by it. Um, Your feet thicken and deform. Well, there goes my Demon Spawn's OnlyFans career, I guess. But at least I'm gonna have the kick, and it's not like I lost the helmet or something. I don't think there's any good boots that I would like to wear with this character, but helmets of intelligence are always good for spellcasters and that kind of jazz. Um, so yeah, we're just gonna be casting small mammals. I guess I can now learn Call Imp, and maybe I should learn it and actually use it. Also summon Doggy. Mm, let's see, what else can I learn? Guardian Golem and Lightning Spire. Well, I am going to learn Guardian Golem. I might not learn Lightning Spire. It's never been a favorite of mine. Even back then when you could target it, I never really liked it. But a lot of people in the community did. It's just that I have always been against summonings, I guess. Um, okay, we got a hat. It doesn't really add to my armor class at all because it is a hat. That's kind of how they work. They give base 0 armor class, and they're only good if you enchant them. Oh, you can only have one imp, I see. I see, I see. Well, it's best to not have a Crimson Imp. I see. I think if you have a Crimson Imp, it's pretty much a miscast. Or do they... Yeah, they still blink. That's so lame. At least they regenerate, so they're incredibly tanky for this stage of the game. Okay. I still don't have any... Oh, am I immune to clouds of fire or something? And don't mind if I do then. Wow, I didn't know that the first stage of that mutation gave you immunity to fire clouds. That is sick. That is so good. I would even go as far as to say that is a bit too powerful, especially for a mutation that you get on D1. I wonder if I'm also immune to steam or if it's only fire. Let's see. That messes with my success rates a bit too much. I'm gonna not wear that, and I'm gonna wear the robe instead. I found a fair amount of sling bullets already, so it would be a good idea for me to use what's it called? A sling. If I happen to find it, I have 62 sling bullets, and that could become a very good weapon to support my summonings. Alright, you're poisoned and you hit really hard, so might as well walk away from you. I'm about to get that online, so what I'm gonna do next... Fire magic? What's up with that? Why fire magic? Huh. Oh, because I have the staff! Oh, that's gonna be new. It's letting me train fire magic because I have a staff of fire without having to like manually enable it with this menu that just shows everything so you can train whatever you want even if you don't have anything that could make use of it. Now the game considers you having something that can make use of it if you have the appropriate elemental staff. That's interesting. Um, but yeah, I am not gonna be doing that. I mean, I do hope for spells that are not summoning, because even though I think the new summoners are better than before, they still have the same issue that I had before with summoners, and I'm not too much of a fan of them. I'm gonna train this to 8. I think 8 should be enough for me to cast all of my starting spellbook. Mm. And after that, we're gonna be training like maybe 10 fighting. Well, I guess it depends on whether or not we find some interesting books before we get to that point. I have a couple of scrolls that I should probably read. Let's see what we got here. First one that we read is Identify. A bit surprising. And we have 3 scrolls or 3 potions of invisibility rather. That is a big deal. Yeah, those are pretty powerful in the early game. I feel like they can let you get away with a bunch of things that you shouldn't get away with. Okay, yeah, as I have mentioned, Venom weapons in the early game literally just one-shot things. That is nasty. Do you have darts? It doesn't seem to be the case, but I'm not gonna be stepping towards that Cobalt Brigand. It is D3. That thing is a bit too strong, and I was also standing on water, so I don't wanna have anything to do with that guy. I was standing on water, right? Maybe not. Huh. Well, I still don't want to have to deal with that guy. For some reason, I thought that I was standing in shallow water, and I was like, that's a mean setup. Okay, it is pretty good that I found that Dagger of Venom because it allows me to kind of ignore the fact that I'm a summoner for a short period of time. I still have access to the summons, of course, but when it comes to most monsters, especially monsters at this stage of the game, like I can just kill them by tabbing them. As you can see, all those orcs and jackals, they don't require me to spend any mana to kill them. Um, However, if I was to fight, for example, an orc warrior or something a bit more threatening, maybe even an adder or obviously a scorpion, that kind of stuff that is a bit higher level, I would definitely summon things to try to kill it. We found plate, but I have 8 strength, so I'm not gonna do it. Okay, adder 17 HP. We have to summon some things to not die to this adder. Okay, what else can I summon? A doggy, I guess. Yeah, that's fine, and they all just destroy the other. Very convenient. All right, so I think that's kinda how I'm gonna try to play this character. Ooh, okay, we got Eustachio, a fellow summoner. I'm at full HP, full mana. I think it might not be a terrible idea for me to try to kill Eustachio now. What do you have? I see that you have a wand, flame. Well, I still don't have fire resistance, even though I think Ignite Blood is going to eventually give me 1 pip of fire resistance. It just hasn't happened yet. Okay, my Quokka dies, doesn't matter. I'm still gonna try to. Oh, it blinked away. It's kinda dirty. Okay. Eustachio has better summons than I do. Wow, these are fast? Have they always been fast? Maybe they have always been fast and I just haven't noticed because they're not particularly threatening even though they are fast. Alright. I'm gonna wait for Eustachio to be next to me and then I'm gonna go upstairs with Eustachio. Wow, hits me for 9 damage. That is quite a lot. That's like almost 1/3 of my maximum HP. Almost. That is crazy. Let's see. Summon Doggy. Hits me for 2. That's more reasonable. Okay, you have a wand. Maybe I should use invisibility. Okay. Eustachio is very poisoned, so chances are good that we're just gonna win. I can also wield the Staff of Fire to neutralize the fact that he has a Wand of Flame. Let's throw some boomerangs, I guess. Yeah, I probably should have thought a bit more before doing that, but we get the kill regardless. And that gets me one whole level up. We go to experience level 5 and 6 summonings. I guess I can learn Guardian Golem. Maybe sprinkle a bit of hexes on there. I see that these guys have 0 summonings. It's very uncharacteristic of a demon spawn. They normally have -1. Um, Alright, I see a hound skeleton. We're gonna poke it with the dagger. It's not gonna do a lot, so we kinda have to rely on a summon. We got a Crimson Imp, unfortunately, which decided to just blink away. And it didn't really contribute a lot, but it was only a hound at the end of the day, so poking it with the dagger was enough to kill it. Yeah, okay. Let me just step away from that ogre. Constriction. What is up with that? Yeah, you see how does it have the status effect? Because you are actually like not seeing it. Um, but in console, I see a bit of a bug. Yeah, let's switch to console real quick. You see this? It says constriction. I know that it can constrict, but I wonder if it's like a thing now that whenever a monster has an attack that lets you or that lets the monster constrict you, it it gives the monster a status effect or what's going on with that. Like I actually don't know. Let's see if it also has that in tiles. We only have to hide this for a second. In tiles it doesn't have it. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe it is a visual bug in console. Um, I'm gonna try to make it intentionally graph me, but I need to do so in a much more controlled environment. Like I cannot have it graph me next to an ogre. Okay, now let's hide this again. Okay. Yeah, in tiles it doesn't have the status effect, but in console it does. That's interesting. I wonder what that status effect is even supposed to mean. Summon doggy, summon imp, summon small mammals. And I'm just gonna hide behind all of my guys because against an ogre, like it can just like one shot me with a really good roll. So I would rather just like not be at risk of that. That is, in my opinion, the correct thing to do in most situations. Just like prevent danger as much as you can. Okay, finding this Dagger of Venom was huge. It lets me play Summoner kind of as a melee support role, the way that it's theoretically intended to be. Or at least that's what the development team says. Like they say that you're supposed to play a Summoner as a melee support class, but it's not really the case. Um, or at least it doesn't feel like that to me. We're gonna enchant this cloak. Let's see. Torment, okay, doesn't matter. Acquirement, Helmet of Intelligence. That amulet is almost good. It is almost good. If only it didn't have the inability to teleport, it would be so much better. Flame Wave Irradiate. Ooh, this book is amazing. I feel like I have to learn to get the book just because it has Irradiate. Irradiate is like a hard carry spell. Like you get that, especially this early, you get that and you just train for it and win the game with it. I could also get the helmet or hold on and wait for the gold. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold on because I don't need to get the book right now, and it is very likely that I'm gonna end up getting the book, but it wouldn't do me any good to get it right now. So I'm just gonna wait. Um, all right. That iguana hit me pretty hard. Oh no! For a second I thought that I had two acquirements, but no, I only have one. Um, but yeah, we're gonna do the same thing that I did to the previous ogre to this one. Or I would if I didn't mess up. I guess, did I mess up? Because I think it was not unreasonable for me to expect one of my summons to block the path. Oh, wow. Okay, I got some tiles on the ogre because I got some clouds of fire thanks to my demon spawn mutation. Very convenient. Very convenient. Can't complain about that. Oh wow, it happened again. Like I keep hoping for my summons to block the path, and it just doesn't happen. I wonder if that is just bad luck or me just not being used to playing a summoner. Big damage from this scorpion. I don't have curing identified. I may have it, I just don't know. I have 4 unidentified potions. Um, I don't know. This is not looking very good. I guess I can heal wounds, or most likely I can haste to run away from this guy while I wait for my guys to kill it. Yeah. If I am lucky, I won't need to use heal wounds to survive this fight. All right. Okie dokie. Things are looking kind of okay. The scorpion is like destroying everything, by the way. It is so powerful. Ooh. And that was a D5 scorpion. Was it extremely dangerous? It felt extremely dangerous to me. It pretty much almost killed me. If I had not been a summoner, I guess I would have died. But then again, if I had been any other kind of mage, I think I would have killed it before it would have killed me. But maybe the poison would have done me in. Um, yeah, who knows? Okay, there we go. Easy peasy. Mm, okay, I'm about to get 8 summoning. I'm gonna get maybe 6 hexes. I hope that I find another good hexes spell like Inner Flame. Inner Flame, I feel like it would be so good. I don't think you can Inner Flame your summons, but you can Inner Flame enemy monsters, and the enemy monsters will just die or take damage from your summons and explode at a safe distance, um, which might be pretty good for me. Okay, we got a leather armor. Maybe we have gotten leather armor earlier and I just hadn't noticed. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Let me drop this rope. I wonder if I should keep reading my spells, my scrolls, I mean, blinking. Truly unfortunate. Okay, we found teleport and we found blinking. I think that is where I am going to call it when it comes to reading random scrolls. We already found identify, obviously. We found blinking, we found teleport, we found acquirement. So there's no need to keep reading for like holy word or silence. You know, those very good, very rare scrolls. I wouldn't like. I wouldn't want to waste them. So I think I'm just gonna wait until I have a bunch of scrolls of identify in my inventory and just re-identify the rest, or identify them by buying some of them from shops, such as this one and this one. Yeah, okay, let's see. I don't have any teleport in my inventory. Let me buy one, And I can buy one scroll of Identify, which we can read right now. Brilliance, okay. Eventually I'm gonna come back for these, for the rest of those. I just need to get a bit more money. And they are not powerful enough or impactful enough, in my opinion, that would make me want to acquire gold. So I'm not gonna do that, even though I have the option to do so. Gonna wait until I can buy like 2 or 3, so it's worth my time to go back to that shop. Oh, that's a null band. That is no good. I have Guardian Golem. Maybe it is time for me to cast it. What do you do now? Oh, you still don't have any attacks, but you do explode eventually, which is kind of fun. Alright, that went well. Oh, it's about to explode. Better walk away from it. Oh, it disappeared in the puff of smoke before exploding. Very nice. A temple. All right. Ooh, another acquirement. Okay, so I have to make my decision right now. I did say that I wanted Irradiate, so I'm gonna get Irradiate. And now we're gonna read the second scroll of acquirement. Let's see what we got. That ring is pretty bad. The staff is not particularly good. The triple crossbow is too expensive to get, even though it is significantly less expensive nowadays. So I guess the option is the gold. Yeah, I'm gonna get the gold, like because I don't see any situation where I would want to get any of the other things. Wow, okay, that's a bit insane. A Yak, Sigmund, and Egive all at the same time on D5. Egive with a letter of willpower. That is gonna be mine, but not immediately. I need to get a god. Um, I need religion for this kind of situation, I guess. Let's see what we have. I could have gone Okawaru, but no. I am leaning towards Behemoth, and there's something that I've noticed is that I tend to repeat characters. Like, I tend to go for a certain couple of things that I know for sure work and that I like doing in the game, and I try to make them happen. I seldom go other gods that I do not like as much. Like, for example, with this with this temple, there's a lot of people that would go Ru, um, just because Ru is powerful. I would never go Ru because I don't like permanently inflicting bad mutations on me and really bad mutations at that. Just to gain favor with my god, because I can do the same thing without inflicting the terrible bad mutations, you know? Mm, maybe Chebreados, but the thing about going Chebreados, I like it. It is unsafe when you're streaking, like you're likely to die. It punishes you for making mistakes. I could go Behemoth, but Behemoth doesn't do anything invocations related, and Demon Spawn have like +3 invocations. It's like their best aptitude by a mile. And I would like to take advantage of that if possible. Um, Maybe Nemelex. I haven't had a Nemelex run in a while, and Nemelex is really strong. Yeah, Nemelex is a hard carry god, I think. Um, doesn't sound like a terrible idea. Let's try to go Nemelex. Alright. I hope that I didn't make the wrong decision here, especially because right as I get out, I'm gonna be thrown into a very nasty fight against the Yak and Ejif, and maybe more than that because Sigmund was also there. So I can either re-teleport and go upstairs, and that will pretty much instantly teleport me, or I can read Fear when I go upstairs, of course, and fear everyone. It may not work on Egypt because Egypt has willpower. I think it's gonna work. Yeah, my main concern was taking too much damage going upstairs, but fortunately I only took 7. Let's read Fear. It fears Egypt. Okay, I'm gonna take the chance. The Jack immediately becomes unfeared. That is quite tragic. I'm gonna take this hatch because this level has already been cleared, so it is perfectly safe for me to take the hatch. What is this bolt? I think this bolt, yeah, it has clouds and oh, it's clouds of poison, I think. Yeah, I don't want to have anything to deal with that. I don't have poison resistance. Could have gotten it from acquirement, but nah. Did I already acquire the money? Okay, I should go buy those scrolls of identify. And it's a bunch of zombies, including another zombie with a giant claw of venom. So, oh yeah, everyone here is very venomous. So we are not gonna go in there. Seems like a very toxic environment. Um, yeah, okay. For some reason it was not going through. Maybe I should also buy the scroll of noise just to identify it. We're gonna identify all of the things. Magic mapping, holy word, mutation, and that's it. Okay, we have two more potions to identify, but we identified Holy Word, which is kind of important. I wouldn't like to read a random scroll, maybe hoping for silence or summoning and get Holy Word instead, and like taking so much damage that I end up dying to the next turn, when what I wanted was instead to save myself. Okay, Sigmund. I can deal with Sigmund, I think. I don't think that is a good setup for me to fight Sigmund. Mm, okay. Yeah, the doggy sees invisible, so when Sigmund goes invisible, the doggy will still attack Sigmund, even if I cannot see him. I just have to remain within the line of sight of Sigmund for the doggy to keep attacking Sigmund. So I'm just gonna wait here for a couple of turns. Let's see how it goes. Oof, that was quite a lot of damage on the doggy. So I'm just gonna wait for that to happen. We're gonna step away and we're gonna block the line of fire with these quokkas so that Sigmund doesn't confuse me because I don't have curing identified, and getting confused by Sigmund would be really bad. And now that we are in open space, like I can just stay here and wait for the hound to do that. I feel like the invisibility from Sigmund is not gonna last for much longer. For another summoner, would you focus on training melee or summonings? It really depends. I think from the very start of the game, I would like to get 4 spellcasting because I do that with every spellcaster that I play. Because 4 spellcasting gets you like 6 or 7 mana by experience level 2, I mean, and that is huge. And after that, it really depends on what weapons you get. Like for example, maybe it wouldn't be such a bad idea for my current character to get a bit of short blades because I have a pretty fantastic dagger of venom that could eventually be upgraded into, I don't know, a rapier of electrocution, maybe a dagger of electrocution, maybe even a quick blade if I'm lucky enough. That kind of stuff. Yeah, if you get a good weapon, maybe consider going for melee, but I would definitely, like, from the get-go, start training summonings, because it's what you already have, and you might as well put it to use. If you don't train it and you don't end up finding anything that would be good for you, then you're kind of out of luck, right? Okay, maybe that's about time for me to turn off hexes. Yeah, maybe it's about time for me to do that. I'm gonna start training a bit of invocations because Nemelex. Um, maybe I can go all the way to 15. Oh, I don't want 27, not yet at least. I want 15. And the Hound destroyed. The Hound destroyed Sigmund quite well. Well, I guess it was 2 Hounds. Okay, that was fast. That is kind of bad. All right, that's good. That's good. Well, yeah, the Phantom is like a very specific example of a monster that I just can't melee. So I have to wait for my dudes to do their thing. And, well, I can melee it, but it wouldn't kill it. It has too much armor class. It doesn't regenerate at least, but no, it doesn't have too much armor class, but it has 28 HP, good evasion, and it is immune to poison, so there's no way that I can kill it with my Dagger of Venom. Okie dokie. Yeah, the Jack is only a big monster that deals a lot of melee damage. It is less dangerous than an ogre, in my opinion. The danger that comes from a jack is the fact that they usually come in a big band, so it is likely for you to have to fight more than one of them at the same time. But that one was alone somehow. I guess it was a D5 jack at the end of the day. Um, okay, you have a Wand of Flame, right? Let's wield the Staff of Fire just to have that fire resistance while I wait for you to die. And now I have a massive upgrade that will most likely prevent me from getting hexed throughout the early game, which in my opinion is a very important thing. Um, yeah, ooh, Amulet of Reflection as well. I mean, it's better than not having any amulet at all. Do I have any rings? A Ring of Fire. Well, it's not very good considering that it would make me weak to cold. We don't want to be weak to cold. Let me quiver. Yeah, Summon Doggy is a good thing to quiver, I think. Okay, do any of these guys have pole arms? Doesn't seem to be the case. But I should still join in battle my summons. Oh, oh, the Guardian Golem is about to explode. Better not have it explode next to me. Okay, if it exploded right now, I wouldn't complain, you know? Because it would pretty much destroy the Ice Beast. Oh, come on. It exploded, but the Ice Beast stepped away before it exploded. That's so lame. By the way, Ice Beasts are only poison resistant. They are not immune, so theoretically I could poison it. It just hasn't happened. I also haven't gotten hit very hard by its cold attack, so I guess I should consider myself quite lucky. Why can Ice Beast even have Inner Flame? Wouldn't it just melt? Mm, I have no idea. Maybe Inner Flame is not quite like you have fire inside of you. But then how else would you explain flame seeps out of monster? Maybe it is like literally inner flame. Who knows? Maybe you should ask a developer. Maybe monsters that are weak to fire should take damage from inner flame just from having it on, as if it was a sticky flame. Nemelex will now give you Dex of Power as you gain Piety. That's what I like to see. Summon Doggy to deal with that Scorpion. Let me also provide it with support with the Guardian Golem. I wish Guardian Golems had any melee attacks at all. It doesn't. Yeah, it just has a bunch of HP and armor class, and it eventually explodes, which I guess is pretty nice. Yeah, the Iron Imp that I have is completely unfazed by the explosion. Mm. Okay, do I have any more summons? Maybe I should learn more of my summon spells. Right now I have these four. I can also learn Lightning Spire, and that's pretty much it. And of course there's the other spells that I acquired, but I haven't started training them yet. Maybe I should like train invocations to 8 or 9 and then start going for that. Um, but yeah, I feel like Nemelex's cards are gonna be huge for this character. They're gonna be like an um, in between the early game, like where I am right now, and the point where I can cast Irradiate, pretty much. Irradiate and Mystic Blast and the other things that I acquired. Mm, Escape card and 4 Destruction. I might use those Destruction right about now. Oh no. Well, actually, that doesn't matter. I can just put on this Ring of Fire. And now you can't really hurt me that bad. Um, yeah, you're also not poison resistant, so I can just poke you and poison you. Alrighty, 18 invocations. Now I think I want to start training maybe conjurations. Um, Yeah, if I get cool mid game level 5 more or level 5 plus summoning spells, I would definitely go back to summoning because I haven't tried those and I kind of want to give them a try, especially if I get something cool like Haunt or Summon Horrible Things. I would definitely love to use those with this character, but alas, it is not the case, at least not yet. Um, we're gonna train this to 11, and yeah, okay. I might want to get some more. What is that? Oh, never mind. It is like a bit of a nice cave, ghost vault, right? That ring seems pretty decent. I would maybe be interested in grabbing it. I feel like the poison resistance and the tree slaying compensate the fire. Like I can definitely see myself wearing that. Um, but for now, let me remove the ring of fire that I currently have. I definitely don't want to have anything to do with it while I don't have cold resistance to mitigate that, unless I really need fire resistance. Hey, um, talking about mid-game summons, summon Cactus Giant is definitely that. Oh, it is level 6. Ah, that's so lame. I should get Scorch. However, instead of training Conjurations, we're gonna train Fire Magic um, to maybe 8 as well. Yeah, I'm gonna turn it on right now. And I'm also gonna train spellcasting to 6 at least, so I can get a bit more spell levels. Yeah, I'm gonna focus on spellcasting because it's gonna be faster. Hey, Robo Fire resistance is not terrible, but I'm just gonna carry it in case I have a volcano or something. It might be better than willpower for a volcano. Intelligence, your feet thicken and deform. Okay. Eventually, I'm gonna lose my boot slot, but it doesn't seem to be before I find, or it doesn't seem to be after I find boots. At least, yeah, I haven't found boots yet, so it's not like I would be losing anything by having hoops 3. Ooh, that is a Bailey. Maybe I can pull it off with my summons. Magic mapping to find the Bailey, and we're gonna immediately make a run for it. It is in the middle of the level. This is not the Bailey. This is a Ghost Egg Bolt. I know because of the layout and the fact that it's a shop. So, so yeah, this is the Bailey. Um, all right, so I guess we're gonna have to make our way over there slowly and carefully. Hmm, I don't think I found curing yet. Let's make sure of it. Yeah, I still have not seen any curing. D7, still no curing. It's pretty unusual. Normally you find them relatively early. I guess that's kind of the variance of the roguelikes. You're not guaranteed anything. Yeah, I feel like having things guaranteed in roguelikes is a formula for disaster for those games. Like for example, NetHack has a guaranteed Wand of Wishing, and that makes it so that you can just get whatever you want, which is really bad. Yeah, it pretty much allows for incredible consistency after a certain point in the game. So the game stops being about surviving the whole game and it becomes more like survive to this point in the game and then actually know how to use what you get here every game to win the game. And I feel like Crawl doesn't have that. In Crawl, it's like um, a constant struggle. You actually have to think about every sketchy situation that you get into, and there is a fair amount of sketchy situations in Crawl at all stages of the game. So yeah, this game is super good. I enjoy it a lot. I wish a lot of people that play NetHack would give this game a try. Maybe the people that enjoy and play NetHack enjoy it for the same reasons that I dislike it. Yeah, because I've noticed that lately with Diablo, I've noticed that there's a lot of people that actually do enjoy grinding in games and doing like super tedious stuff to make themselves slightly more powerful. And if that's what you want in a game, I guess NetHack would be for you. But at least for me, it is something to stay away from, and something that I actively consider to be a mistake when talking about the design philosophy of a game. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's all boomerangs. It used to be that everyone had halberds, sometimes halberds of electrocution, but it seems to be only boomerangs here. Um, okay, I'm gonna summon a doggy. Hopefully, the doggy kills one or two of these guys before kicking the bucket. Oh, you have a halberd. Well, that is unfortunate. Yeah, that is a bit of a shame. I guess I can try to learn Scorch. Oh, I got it. I actually was able to learn Scorch mid-fight. Okay, we're gonna try to Scorch all of these guys. Yeah, including that Knoll. That was like literally the only thing that I could do. So now I think Scorch synergizes quite well with what I currently have. I have no idea what that was, why that wasn't auto-picked up. Oh, maybe I had a monster in line of sight. I guess it makes sense. But yeah, Scorch is gonna be quite good for my character. Now I can quiver that and use it as a way to support my summons from behind. And yeah, there it is, the Halberd of Electrocution. The Null has it, so it's very important for me to not be within melee range of that Null because that hurts quite a bit. Oh, you have a potion of resistance? Well, that's mean. Does this still remove? It still does. Okay, that's surprising. Hmm. Well, I'm not gonna complain about it. I mean, it's a very good thing that it still removes a pip of fire resistance if the monster has any. Well, I guess if the monster doesn't have any fire resistance, it makes the monster instead weak to fire. Hmm. Okay, those guys are just getting spanked. Alright, super good. Oh, okay. Yeah, this vault probably has a bunch of these guys. I wonder if the guys with boomerangs only, or like mainly spawn in the first room, so that if you see that it's this vault with the guys with boomerangs, you're not at risk of getting one shot. Um, okay, this is actually not very good. I'm gonna try to use a doggy. Okay, I didn't get destroyed by that halberd of electrocution. Alright, so I'm gonna try to do the same thing, just stay away from the gnolls and let my summons kill them. Of course, now I can support them with Scorch. Scorch was a super good find for my character. Really, really good. Yeah, Scorch is perfect. It is so cheap, being only a level 2 spell, single school. It is really hard to get online, or really easy to get online and really convenient to have. Um, Oh wow, everyone has potions of resistance. That's so lame. Mm, and yeah, normally I play much faster, but this is like layers on top of layers of like slowness because I have to play slow because I am a summoner and because I am a spellcaster, so that's even more slow than a normal spellcaster. Now I have this longbow flaming. I feel like it's um, maybe a respectable weapon, but it's minus 120 skill. It would really take me quite a while to get online, so I'm not gonna go for it. I'm gonna choose to stay away from the scroll or from the longbow, even though it is a fantastic weapon. I'm not gonna get the boots because they would just eventually drop. Maybe I'm gonna get the gold, but I don't feel the particular desire to buy anything just yet. I'm gonna hold on to the acquirement, but most likely I'm just gonna get the gold. Mm, okay, fortunately that orc warrior doesn't have a pole arm. Okay, don't explode. There we go. All right, that went well. So, what are you all playing tonight? Are you playing Crawl or are you playing something else? If you're playing Crawl, What character do you have on right now? What are you doing? Mm, ran out of mana. Still haven't run out of enemies, but I guess it's fine because I have summons still on the field. Um, yeah, so many halberds of electrocution. We got a scroll of acquirement, and I guess we would have gotten a fair amount of potions of resistance if the monsters hadn't used them. The loot in this vault is fine. It's not that hard. I guess it can be pretty terrifying if you're a melee character. But fortunately, I am not a melee character. I can kinda get away with it. I'm gonna pick up the most enchanted one um, just in case I need it in the future. Maybe I will need it, but yeah, hopefully not. It is a halberd after all. It's a two-handed weapon. I would prefer not to use it, and I would rather use a shield instead. Mm, okay, I'm about to finish training spellcasting. Well, or to train it all the way until 6, which is what I wanted. Mm, that Hornet makes me really scared. Yeah, that Hornet can very easily kill me super fast. And that is exactly the opposite of what we want to see nowadays, or in the current situation. So what do we do? I wish Cactus Giant was level 5. It got buffed to level 6. I wonder if it was too powerful at level 5. Okay, I guess that monster is okay because it's resistant to poison. Unlikely to get destroyed by the Hornet, but also unlikely to destroy the Hornet itself. Ouch. Talking about that. Maybe if I cast a Scorch again, it dies. Oh, I hit the jelly. Well, things are now pretty bad. I think I might want to re-teleport. Maybe drink 3. Yeah, I'm gonna drink 3 instead. That is the cheaper alternative because I only have one potion of or one scroll of teleport, and potion of 3 kind of deals with bees and hornets very easily because it gives you poison resistance and a million armor class, which is kind of what you want to see when you're fighting those. And it also falls off later in the game, so yeah. Okay, please die. And by please die, I mean yeah, my summon. If it explodes, like that just wins me the fight. Mm, yeah, summoners are not very fun in my opinion, or at least I'm not particularly having too much fun with what we are currently doing with this character. So I don't think I will repeat it. But it is okay because at the end of the day, it is important to try things so you can actually have like an informed opinion when it comes to talking about them or to add constructively to the discussion. And so far, like Summoner still has many of the things that I don't like about it, but it is much better than it was before. Like with the previous summoner, this would have like getting to this point would have been so unbearable. Oh wow, that's a D8 melee. That's pretty messed up. Um, okay, we are going to draw destruction. We got betrayal. That just murders the melee. Okay, that's what I like to see. I hope there's not many of them. Okay, I think I'm just gonna bravely venture into the direction of the melee. I don't think there's gonna be many because it's only the 8. Placing one melee as an out of depth. Oh, there's many. Oh wow, that's absurd. I feel like that shouldn't be the case. That is pretty messed up. Okay, we're gonna try to skip the level. Like I'm gonna try to kill this one maybe with um Oh, okay, it got agony, but it doesn't. I would prefer to just die. Oh, wow. Okay, that is the opposite of convenient. I don't think they have too much willpower. I might be dead. I might be dead because I am a summoner and I didn't summon things to put in the way. Yeah, there were so many things that I could have done that I just decided not to do. And I'm gonna pay the price for that now, unless Nemlex saves me. Hmm. I could do escape, but escape is very unlikely to save me. Like, the name is actually kind of misleading. It doesn't really help you escape that much. Velocity still, like, it's not, there's no scroll blinking pretty much. Like, you're not gonna get that, and I don't have a scroll blinking. I know that the ones that I have not identified are not blinking. I know that they are not fear either. So there's no point in reading any of these scrolls. Teleport is not gonna make me, or it's not gonna trigger fast enough. The heal wounds might out heal the melee, but it is unlikely, especially because I don't have poison resistance. This thing is just absurd. Like, it really is not a thing that should spawn on D8. Maybe one. One I can kind of understand. A whole band is unfair. Um, and it is a shame that we got the orb and that happened. I guess I'm gonna try drinking a heal once. Maybe we cannot heal it. Ooh, let's go. Okay, that's pretty good. We now have a bit of a buffer, and I might use that buffer to re-teleport and then drink heal wounds, heal wounds. I don't think it kills me from 32 HP. I mean, it can, but it is unlikely. I feel like it needs decent rolls to kill me from that HP or like smite to smite. Um, yeah, we might re-teleport. I don't think I can kill it. I really don't think I can kill it. Um, okay, I'm gonna do that. Re-teleport, and then heal wounds, and then heal wounds. And we got teleported to safety. Okay, that was the correct play. We got a bit lucky there. Can't complain. I mean, we did have to use 3 potions of heal wounds, but it would have been death otherwise. So yeah, I guess that is better than dying. And I also didn't use a blinking. Yeah, blinking would have hurt to use. I prefer to use 3 scrolls of heal wounds at this stage of the game than a single scroll of blinking. I am leaning towards skipping the level because there's obviously more than one of them. Ooh, a potion of heal wounds. All right, that compensates a bit for the ones that I have burnt. But yeah, I think maybe the correct thing to do is to just skip the level. Let me kill this sky beast real quick, and then we shall skip the level. Hey, I got a second pip of piety with Nemelex, and my title changed. And now I am the fortune teller. I don't really have that power in real life. I have a nonce that um, kinda knows how to do that, but I am personally like not too convinced in real life divination. Like, I don't know. It seems like something that that someone tells you and then you fill in the blanks if you're already like predisposed to believing it. You kind of make it make sense even if it doesn't quite make sense. Um, so yeah, it's just not my thing, I guess. Doggy, Guardian Golem, Imp. All right, pretty good. Um, Yeah, maybe I should train summonings pretty hard. Like maybe I should go for like 13 or 14 summonings from the get-go, so I can use Cactus Golem. I mean, I got it super early. I am a summoner, might as well put it to use. Okay, what do you have today? Only a spear. Okay. Um, it should die. The wolf is too powerful. I don't think it survives the wolf. Oh, okay. There's a centaur over there, I think. It didn't come my way. You know, maybe I already have enough fire magic, and as I mentioned, maybe I should go for like 13 summonings so I can use Cactus Giant and be a proper summoner. Yeah, that is the centaur that I mentioned before. Um, I feel like I am under leveled. It's D9 and I'm only experience level 9. I feel like I should probably be a bit higher experience level. Alright, so I guess that's kind of fine. I am still relatively high HP and not so much mana, but enough for me to place another round of summons there. But fortunately, it was not necessary. A potion of 3, let me grab it. We got a tower shield, but we are not a species that is really interested in one of those. Getting it to 25 takes quite a while, and I don't think I have enough experience to do that, especially as a demon spawn with -1 shields. Yep, everything except for fighting, conjurations, hexes, summonings, poison magic, invocations, evocations, and stealth is -1. I guess it's okay that they don't have any -2s, but it's also kind of lame that they have um, like the only plus aptitude that they have is invocations. I guess it's fine, considering that I am with Nemelex. Nemelex really makes use of that. Mm, let's do a bit of this. Maybe I should make a macro that summons everything at the start of a fight. I kind of want to do Destruction in case I get like Toxic Radiance. Toxic Radiance would be super good right now because it doesn't affect my Guardian Golem and it kills everything else, including all those enemies. And yeah, my summons didn't really do much against those guys. I am now waiting for the Guardian Golem explosion. I think maybe I should speed it up by drawing Destruction. I got a troll misshapen. Um, oh, that's a bot. Okay, let me ban that real quick. Maybe also, well, if there's another one, I'm gonna mute the alerts. Yep. All right, we can do that real quick. And yeah, the technique is to turn off the alerts for a couple of minutes and then turn them back on. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted to find. But oh, this has to be an unseen horror. Unless there is something that I can't see. Yeah, the yak evaporates and reforms as something you can't see ×2. That sounds to me like 2 unseen horrors. So we're gonna teleport. Yeah, it's definitely 2 unseen horrors because it was here and now it is here or here. You know, it's at least 1, probably 2, most likely 2. Yep, unseen horrors. Okay. We don't want to have anything to do with unseen horrors. I think between unseen horrors and melee, maybe melee is gonna be or are gonna be a bit easier. I guess I can also manually map the level to not stumble into the melee, or if I see one, just like retreat pretty much immediately. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, poison darts. Don't throw them. All right, that went well. Alrighty. I wonder if I should pick them up. Probably not, because I already have better things to do than to throw darts of poison. Like I can just cast a Scorch instead. Okay, I wonder if there were only 2 melee. Well, regardless, I didn't kill the second one. So if there were only 2 melee, that is still 1 melee too many. All right, so now we are gonna take the fight in a much different way. I'm just gonna draw summoning. You have drawn the illusion. Suddenly you stand beside yourself. So you have Scorch, right? Or you don't have Scorch. I wonder if Scorch is just not a monster spell. That's kind of lame. I could have used the Scorch right about now. Oh, melee extremely poisoned because my summon has a weapon of venom. That is convenient. Goodbye. All right, that was pretty good, you know. Even though my illusion didn't have Scorch, it still had something that I wanted to use. This is actually a pretty decent weapon worth considering. It has cold resistance, which I didn't have, and that I was considering for. There was like a ring or something that I wanted to acquire, right? Oh yeah, it's not that I had to acquire it, it's that it's inside this vault that I was not able to do. But yeah, I was not able to do it because it required me to have cold resistance, and now I kinda have it from that Falchion. So it is a pretty good find for sure. Oh, that's a third melee. Okay. Draw summoning. 42 damage. Oh man, that is just an unlucky fight that I probably shouldn't have even tried to take in the first place. Yeah, as soon as I saw the melee and the Steam Dragon, I should have left. I underestimated the amount of damage that the Steam Dragon was gonna deal. Because if you see the log, I think the bulk of the damage came from that ball of steam. Like 42 from that is a bit surprising to me. And now I think I'm just dead because the melee is gonna smite me or walk towards me and attack me. Um, I think I can maybe make a run through the clouds. Yeah, the melee has such low HP that it is hesitant to step on the clouds. Okay. I might have something going here. Oh, I have fear now, which I didn't have the first time I saw the melee. So these have like no willpower. So if I fear, it's guaranteed to work pretty much. I'm gonna heal wounds first. Yeah, because of that, there was a good chance for that to happen. And now I can put this on to remove the threat of the Steam Dragon. Yeah, now if I get steamed, it's not that bad. Okay. All right, those melees on D8. I guess it's my fault because I kinda looked for the fight, right? I could have just left, and I chose not to do so. Um, ugly things. So that bolt is the one with a bunch of potions of mutation. That's a pretty nice one to get this early in the game because whatever is inside is not gonna be that difficult. Sometimes there's like multiple tentacles monstrosities, and a spellcaster might have issues with multiples of those because they resist everything. So so yeah, if I need potions of mutation, those are gonna be good, or those are gonna come from there most likely. Okay. Maybe it is about time that I start training fighting and that I go to like 12 fighting. Eventually, I will return because I want Cactus Giant, and that is the unseen horror that I created earlier. It is within range of. Is it? It's not within range. Yeah, I think I need to wait a single. What is the Scorch button? Okay. I am out of mana. Might as well leave. Oh no, the unseen horror came with me. It must be pretty hurt, and I just got my second point of mana, so maybe we can get something done. Um, like cast a Scorch one last time. It didn't kill. Let me cast Destruction. Maybe we get something that hits the entirety of the screen. I don't want to get hit by Storm myself. Can I? I don't think there's a way for you to see the description of like. No, there is, but for some reason the description is not here. I think I would be okay if you could see the description of the cards in this menu. Um, but yeah, this is bad because now I can't deal with Unseen Horror. I don't have any mana to deal with it. I also don't have potions of mana. And let me tell you, this character has been struggling a fair amount. Maybe we can drink Ambrosia. Yeah, Ambrosia will heal me a bit because the Unseen Horror is not really dealing that much damage, and now I'm back at full mana. And now I can summon a doggy to deal with the Unseen Horror. I can also Scorch. And yeah, there we go. Man, Unseen Horrors. They are definitely not a joke. Okay, this Ice Beast should be very easy. I'm gonna wield this just to... Oh, it happens to give me See Invisible. That's pretty nice. I didn't even notice. Oh, it got bugged. Let me fix it for you. Alright. Mm, yeah, no matter what we hit, it's fine because, I mean, ideally I would like to hit the same monster a couple of times to kill it and then the same monster a couple of times to kill it again. But if it's not possible, I mean, as long as we're dealing damage, it's fine. And fortunately, we end up killing the Ice Beast and a second Unseen Horror. Getting two Unseen Horrors off of that polymorph with the wand, or not with the wand, with the Deck of Destruction was pretty unlucky. I think that's the least powerful effect in the Deck of Destruction. It's not very good in my opinion. Oh, okay. That center had a wand of poly. It turned my doggy into a steam dragon. Okay, you know what? I don't want to have to deal with Berserk small creatures, so I'm just gonna walk away from that vault, tell them to follow me, and eventually I'm gonna go in and scorch that Moth of Wrath. I think it works through Great. I mean, if monsters can smite you through Great, it would only be fair for you to be able to affect them through Great. Yeah, just like that, and that is a fair amount of experience that we get for pretty much free. It's not that much, but it is risk free. So yeah, it's like finding um, an almost empty potion of experience if you think about it. Now, oh, a Trident of Venom. That's better than what I currently have weapon-wise. I'm slightly excited for it. But yeah, I don't have a good way to deal with those guys. Nope, not at all. We're just gonna walk away from them very carefully. Maybe lure them into an open area so I can summon things. Okay, got poisoned. Better to stay away from its range. I wish the Guardian Golem was not... Yeah, it disappeared, but it was blocking the way. That was kind of annoying. Like, I didn't need it to do that. It's that kind of micromanagement that you only do with a summoner that makes me not want to play summoners, even though they are less miserable now. Before it was that, plus the fact that they were actually like bad compared to anything else in the game. Okay. There was a Trident of Venom that I do want to take for me, so I want to go back and pick it up. Okay, very good weapon for a summoner, I guess. Considering that you can theoretically reach past your allies to hit monsters. Oh, you know what? I, for a second, considered going Okawaru with this character. I just didn't make the connection between Okawaru not liking summons and being a summoner. That would have been a funny thing to happen if I had gone Okawaru. I would have stopped being a summoner immediately. Yikes, the Curer. The messed up part about that was that the Curer dart got past like one or two of my summons, and it hit me. Alright, didn't last for very long and we survived, so that went well. Pretty good indeed. I think this character is actually how could I call it? How could I put it? Deceptively strong? Yeah, that seems right. I would say that this character seems deceptively strong because it is not weak. We've been killing everything. It's just that it takes like a bunch of like moments of planning pretty much every encounter between the summons. Like I cannot spam the same spell, and that's like so lame. I would prefer to play pretty much any other spellcaster that can actually like just quiver. It's a spell and cast it several times, as opposed to these guys that can only cast their spell once, so they need to cast like their entire spellbook every fight. Vampiric Draining. Do I want that? Not particularly, so I'm not gonna learn it. Two-headed ogre. Yeah, I feel like I have too little HP for D10, but maybe it's all those ogres and palentongas that I have been playing lately. Maybe that is why I feel that way. I wonder what is inside there. It is a ruined door. It's probably a ghost or an orc knight, maybe a warlord. I don't think I want to find out that much, so I am just gonna bail here. Yeah, I don't want to have anything to deal with that two-head ogre either. Venom Bolt, 3 dice of 14, 23% chance to confuse, invisibility. Yep, that is a bunch of things that we don't want anything to deal with as well. I'm pretty sure that woke up Erika. Let's just get out of here and go somewhere else. Static Discharge, Sticky Flame. Maybe I should learn that. Yeah, maybe I should learn and like practice for or train for Sticky Flame. I know that it would be good against this gargoyle, for example. But you know what is also kind of decent against the gargoyle? Scorch. But it has to bypass its armor class, and it only deals 14 maximum damage versus around 20 armor class. I don't know. Maybe I should try to charm the gargoyle. I can't do that. Maybe destruction. Wow, that was surprising. I didn't really think that was going to kill the gargoyle because gargoyles are resistant to electricity. So the fact that it did meant that we saved ourselves a very awkward fight. Okay, that's a two-headed ogre, or rather a new two-headed ogre, not the one that I ran away from. Ooh, okay. Well, complain about HP and the game will fix that for you, it seems. That means that I don't quite have robust, but it is almost robust. It is going to be 7% extra HP by the time I have the full levels of that mutation, so that's pretty nice. It's almost as good as getting robust. Okay, I don't want to have anything to do with that two-headed ogre. I want it to be as far away from me as I can. Within reason, of course. I also want to kill it. Oh, I have 1 mana. I need another mana to be able to kill that guy. I guess I can use a Deck of Destruction. Okay, I'm gonna wait 1 turn. It took a double turn on me. Wow, that could have gotten very scary. But fortunately, I was able to kill it with Scorch in that turn. Okay, a Troll. If I didn't have Letter of Willpower, I would definitely be excited for Troll Letter. Well, I'm not too happy about getting Illusion. I would have preferred another card that placed more monsters. I like how my illusion has the unnerfed version of summon small Momo, or rather, it has the monster version that summons a fair amount of small Momos at the same time. That was pretty okay, actually. 13 damage plus its Weapon of Venom, and it still has summon small Momo on Cold Imp. It doesn't have Sticky Flame or any of my other cool spells. Nah, no Cactus Giant either, even though I have it below 50% success rate. Okay, I don't want that Demonologist to summon anything nasty. And I know for sure that it can summon like 650 sun demons, very, very evil things, so I should get rid of it right now. Or I would if I could, at least. Maybe Sticky Flame? Hey, no miscast, let's go. Maybe that kills. I'm gonna try to poke it with my Venom Stick. It abjures. It is extremely poisoned and almost dead. It's only a matter of running away until it dies. There's another one. So even though I don't have fire resistance, I have a resistance or immunity to clouds of fire. So it might not be a terrible idea for me to use the Scroll of Immolation right now. I mean, just like immolate everyone. And even if I do end up taking damage from an explosion, which I can mitigate by wielding that Staff of Fire, it's not that big of a deal and it's not likely to kill me as opposed to like just taking the fight normally, because with 6 mana, chances are good it's not gonna go well for me. So I think I'm gonna do that. Alright, we ignite everyone. With Immolation, and then we use Destruction. We got Pain. That's probably going to be Bolt of... Okay, it was not Bolt of, it was Agony. That's lame. I would have preferred Bolt of Draining. Oh, it's gonna be Agony again, right? And I cannot Agony anyone except for the guy that's literally in front of me. Oh, this time it was Bolt of Draining. Okay. Well, I love that Bolt of Draining is still a thing that exists in the game and that the player can take advantage of. But only very randomly by using Nemelex. Ooh, that's so lame. Yeah, that's really bad. I think maybe I should try running away now. I tried to kill everyone and I kind of failed at doing so. And my spells don't really work in the current situation. The Demonologist will just abjure everything. Unless I have the Demonologist close to me. Ooh, that's really dangerous. That's an Efreet. That is a Rust Devil. What is going on? Yeah, it's so weird because it feels so strong, but then there's situations that pretty much any other character in the whole game I think would deal with very easily that this character just can't deal with. Like for example, that Kobold Band on D11, like almost all of my other characters would be like, oh yeah, this is free experience pretty much, but this one I actually feel threatened. That's not very good. Maybe it is just my own lack of experience when it comes to summoners. Um, or maybe I should learn Lightning Spire. Maybe that should fix everything. Okay, please die, please die. Thank you for dying. Ooh, I am glad that the Ifrit didn't turn around, because that would have been a more complicated fight. I don't have fire resistance, I can get it, but I don't have it. We got a manual of unarmed combat. Quite unluckily, however, we do not have claws with this character. We got hoops, and hoops don't do anything special when it comes to unarmed combat. I guess they help because theoretically unarmed combat makes you attack faster, but it is quite pitiful compared to the impact that claws have when it comes to unarmed combat. Erika goes invisible. Erika must be here. Gonna summon Rat, I guess. Your Rat dies. I think only the doggies can see invisible, so maybe I should summon a doggy. Yeah, hopefully this wolf who is sheltered from injuries deals with Erika. Hopefully, I'm still gonna have to walk away from Erika just to make her not bolt me. Okay. Oh wow, she's unfazed by the wolf. I thought that she would maybe be hurt, but no, that is a pretty clear indicator that I'm losing this fight really hard and I should disengage. Maybe I can run to the stairs. Yeah, for some reason I thought that maybe I would be able to kill her, but it really is not the case. Yeah, wow, the wolf, look at that. Barely miss, barely miss, barely miss, closely miss. It's not going well for me. Yeah, we need to escape. Now, where are the stairs? I guess I can just like keep running upstairs and or like keep running up and eventually I'll hit the stairs. I think we are relatively safe now. I don't think she can hex me. And even if she has line of fire to hex me, it's like a 1 in 5 chance. However, if she does hex me, that would be bad because I don't have curing identified even though I can identify it. So I'm gonna go ahead and go upstairs, read identify. Um, oh, never mind. 3 curing. Okay. 3 curing. Mm, yeah, I don't think I can deal with Erika, unfortunately. I am going to stop training fighting because the golden rule of training skills is that you need to train first the skills that you need to kill things, and I cannot kill things, so I should train fire magic and conjurations because that gets me to level 4 spells that I can use to kill things, and then I can use that experience to get Cactus Giant and more fighting skill as well. So we are gonna do exactly that. Yeah, 11 conjurations and 8 fire magic. I should not open that. Let's just go to Lur. Maybe I can kill Lur with what I currently have. Hopefully. The more this character progresses, the least powerful I feel like it is. Like earlier, I said that it felt powerful. Now, not so much. I feel like I'm having to run away from fights that literally any other character would be able to deal with. That makes it feel very, very weak. That's not good. Let's read magic mapping. I have magic mapping. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's 3 different monsters that we're gonna have to fight. Well, maybe not that Komodo dragon, or maybe not that basilisk, but for sure we're gonna have to deal with this war moccasin and the Komodo dragon. And maybe my summons are not gonna be good enough for... Oh yeah, that's not going well. Especially because it's not only one yak, it's a whole yak band. Maybe I should learn Lightning Spire. I feel like Lightning Spire would be super good in this kind of fight. What would I Amnesia then? Um, well, Small Momol sounds like a very easy Amnesia target. Maybe Cactus Giant as well. I can always relearn it when I actually will use it. Or when I'm actually gonna use it. I guess I can also draw Summoning at Rangers. That is exactly what you want to see every time. That wins every fight for you. Like, it's very hard for any set of monsters in the game to survive to a bunch of center warriors, even if it's only 3 of them. I hope that these two don't explode. Okay, I didn't lose any center warriors. I think they all dodged the blast. Very nice, because those are the summons that are actually worth anything. The ones that I make are really bad compared to these center warriors. So yeah, they won me the fight against that Yak Band. Very convenient that I decided to go for Nemelex and train early invocations to take advantage of the beautiful aptitude that demon spawns have for invocations. Yeah, it's like their only good aptitude, so might as well put it to use. That's something that you should consider when picking a goth if you're playing a demon spawn that's a bit on the underpowered side, such as a summoner. We got a box of beasts. That is more summoning that we can engage in, but I do not have evocation skill, and yep, my skills have actually been quite tight this game. I don't have all my spells at the success rate that I would like to have them at. There is a bug body on the other side of those stairs, so we're just not gonna do that. I'm gonna go upstairs and finish layer 1 because I got shafted. Never fully cleared it. There's 3 blink frogs. I can kill them, but I need to fight them one at a time. If I am fighting 3 blink frogs at the same time, things are likely to go very bad for me. This thing has resistance to poison, right? Ah, never mind, it doesn't. Huh, for some reason I thought that it had resistance to poison. Maybe it is because I am so used to seeing um, Randarts having resistance to poison every time. I'm gonna get the gold. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna stumble into something that I wanna buy with so many gold acquirements that we have gotten. Okay, shoutouts to Scorch. Scorch is a pretty good spell. And yeah, I really should Amnesia Cactus Giant. I have not found Amnesia yet. That is tragic, because I could really use it right about now. Yeah. Learning Cactus Giant at all in the first place was a bit of a mistake. It's not because I am not gonna use it, but because I'm not gonna use it immediately. I should have learned it only when I was going to actually use it, you know? So, I thought that it was level 5 too. Getting a level 5 and a level 6 ready to be used is like kinda different, you know? There's like more skill that goes into one than the other. There we go. It is a bit of a shame that I had to use a scroll of immolation against that, but it is fine. And yeah, if you were wondering why I didn't acquire the boots, it is because of that. If I had acquired the boots would have immediately been rendered unusable for the rest of the game, with no way to get them back, because that's kind of how demon spawn mutations work. Okay, it's weird. Maybe it is me, but I feel like the goal of a summoner is to stop being a summoner. Um, at least I don't think any of the spells that you start the game with are good enough at this stage of the game compared to the spells that other classes get. Mm, yeah, look at these wolves getting one shot and stuff. Not very good. Ooh, that's an 8-headed Hydra. We don't want to have anything to deal with that. Let me walk away from that for a short period of time. Maybe we can get the wolf to bleed it. Or maybe we can get the wolf to kill it, because it's not attacking the wolf. Oh, never mind, now it is. Alrighty. That went well. I feel like the wolf dealt a fair amount of damage, and we just finished the job with the Wand of Acid and with Scorch. Um, so I'm very happy with that result. Yeah, surprisingly, wolves happen to deal with hydras very well because since they're fast, like they can walk towards the hydra and hit it, while the hydra can only walk towards you. Oh, you know what? I don't want to be. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. That is my bad. I should have prevented that from happening. Completely my mistake. I have flight. I actually have flight from just wielding this thing. So I'm just gonna walk towards the exit. Maybe summon a wolf of my own. Oh no, that's the bug body that initially made me not want to be in this level. I don't like this situation one bit. And I don't have immolation anymore. It would be pretty good right about now. But alas, it is what it is. Um, maybe I should leave the level, just like straight up go downstairs. Okay, that was actually super good. I'm very glad that I decided to go for Guardian Golem there. It pretty much immediately exploded and let me go downstairs. Alright, that went well. Oh, elephants. If I am having issues with yak bands, I don't have the capability to deal with an elephant band, much less a death yak band. But yeah, this character just feels very underpowered. Oh, look at that! I have 4% chance to miscast the Sticky Flame now. That's very, very good for me. I'm gonna go back to spellcasting for a bit because I want more spell slots so I can learn Flame Wave, which I also have access to. And since I have Sticky Flame castable, I also have Flame Wave castable because they're exactly the same schools and levels. Um, Ooh, mistakes were made. Don't murder me, elephants. Or Hydra, I guess. I got a hound. It's gonna immediately die. Yeah, this feels bad, let me tell you. It feels really, really bad. This is the experience that I have always had with summoners. That I start a summoner and it just feels bad. Like I feel like my spells don't do anything, pretty much. Um, it is so unlike anything else in this game. And it is a very nasty version of unlike that I definitely do not enjoy. That is so bad. I wonder if deal 4 now costs more piety. Oh, it still costs small versus the moderate of triple draw. In my opinion, it doesn't make a lot of sense that triple draw costs more piety than deal 4 because deal 4 is just a stronger ability. You get to see more cards and you get to use all of them as opposed to triple draw that only lets you use one of those. In my opinion, the mana costs should be switched because one ability is significantly more powerful than the other. I guess there's very niche scenarios where you might not want to use a certain card, and triple draw kinda helps you with that, but I don't know. Man, this character really sucks. Like, I'm actually not enjoying it a lot. I would quit if I was not in the middle of a streak, and I don't think I will ever play a summoner again because this is like really, really boring, and it doesn't feel good. It feels super weak. If any of you have ever played a summoner, I would really appreciate your like commentary on what's currently going on with my summoner. Maybe I'm doing something wrong and I just haven't noticed. Well, I actually know that I did something wrong not learning Lightning Spire, because maybe Lightning Spire would be what fixes this character. Maybe. I don't personally think it would be, but maybe. Well, I got teleported into an elephant and a wolf. An elephant band and a wolf. Man, this character, I don't like this character one bit. Scroll summoning. I am having to use consumables every fight and that kind of stuff. Oh, I have 17 destruction. I think the maximum of destruction is like 26 or something. Yeah. So as long as I can keep, if I, this is how Nemalex works. If you have any of your decks maxed, you will not receive any more cards until you don't have that deck maxed. Of course, there's some cards that are rather precious, like Escape. So whenever you max your deck of Escape, you can stack 5 Escape, so you lose cards in your deck of Escape and gain cards or gain the ability to get more cards in the other schools that you're actually using. Mm. And it is exactly what I'm gonna do in the future when I have to do it, of course. Um, Summoning. Swarm. These killer bees should deal with whatever is trying to attack me quite well, and in fact, I think I can support them with Guardian Golem. Yeah, they just got absolute. Everything just got destroyed by the bees and the scroll summoning. Pretty good. Now, I would like the Guardian Golem to not be next to me. Because it's gonna explode eventually. I guess I can rest to regain all my resources back, or most of them, I guess. Some resources I cannot gain back by resting. That is the unfortunate reality of being a worshipper of Nemelex. The only way to get back my cards is to kill things more often than not without the aid of cards. So you cannot just rely on invocations to hard carry you. Um, let's go back to the dungeon. I don't feel like I can do Lair. It is tragic because I don't feel like I can do the dungeon and I don't feel like I can do Lair. But I feel like in the dungeon at least I'm not getting into fights that make me use consumables literally every time. Um, I think that was the exclusion that I set for Erika, and I don't think she is here anymore. I know that I woke her up, so might as well grab that. Hey, another scroll of acquirement. Well, this game has given me all the scrolls of acquirement that I could ever hope for. You know, maybe my mistake was not immediately rushing the Irradiate. Staff of Conjuration, Party Tricks. I'm not gonna port, or I'm not gonna acquire a port. I'm gonna go for the Staff of Conjuration because it will give me more damage on Sticky Flame and other things. And I am at the point where I'm not really meleeing things anymore. And even if I was meleeing things, the monsters in Lair have a bunch of resistance to poison. Pretty much the ones that are actually dangerous are resistant to poison. And even if they are not like the yaks, death yaks, or elephants, they have a bunch of HP, so it's really hard for me to kill them with poison. Pretty much the opposite of why poison is good earlier in the game. I have Ice Blast. I can use that against this Efreet. Oh, okay. I thought that 4 charges of Ice Blast was going to do the trick, but I would need a fifth. And instead of that, I'm just gonna summon a wolf who is going to immediately die. Hello. Yeah, okay. 2 wolves did the trick. And people say summonings are good. Like that's been my experience with summons pretty much for the almost 11 years that I've been playing Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. I cast a summon, it gets immediately killed, and I am down 4 mana without having achieved anything. Or rather, not 4 mana, but you know what I mean. Like a certain amount of mana. Um, Scorch. There we go. Ooh, actually, Scorch and Sticky Flame have such good synergy. Dang. That's something that I hadn't thought of. Oh, I have enough spell levels to learn Flame Wave now. I can also learn Lightning Spire, but I am gonna learn Flame Wave. I can cast it already. Um, do I want more spell casting? Probably not. I probably want summonings, so I can actually use Cactus Giant. And then maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, Cactus Giant is enough to make my character not trash. What is going on this game, dude? Are they like super common now? Because my last game, I also had a ridiculous amount of scrolls of acquirement. Like, how many have I already seen? Yo, those are literally my first globes. The ring is also amazing. Leaning towards grabbing the ring. In fact, I am going to grab the ring. And I'm gonna put it on because 9 mana is pretty good. And I think it's more impactful than 6 dexterity. Mm, so many scrolls of acquirement. Okay, Kite Shield of Poison Resistance. 6 intelligence, invisible. Book of Dangers, friends. That sounds like summonings. Oh, well, it is not quite summonings. Mm, I don't care about that. Well, I kinda do care about Orb of Destruction. It is a hard carry spell. Like the kind of spell that you get and it just kills everything. It actually kills everything. Well, maybe things that don't have everything that doesn't have a shield. Yeah, if it has a shield, it is very hard to kill it with Orb of Destruction. But if it doesn't have a shield, Orb of Destruction is very likely to be able to kill it, including Orbs of Fire. But I think I'm gonna grab the Kite Shield of Poison Resistance. How likely is it for me to find a better Kite Shield? And poison resistance is a property that I'm gonna need at some point in the game because either snake, swamp, or spider require like poison resistance. Normally people only think about snake and spider, but I also like to throw in swamp because swamp dragons get pretty crazy if you don't have poison resistance. They are actually really dangerous, especially now that poison ticks faster for players. But well, final acquirement. Ooh, this one is not good. Okay, this one is really bad. Like chainmail of poison resistance, we cannot use it. The rapier speed is trash. The staff of air, we don't really have too much use for it. I don't have any air spells. I guess the only one would be summon lightning spire, and I'm not using that. And the gold is a small gold amount, so it is a pretty lackluster requirement. I'm gonna get the gold. That one I'm not even gonna wait for it to see what we get. I'm just gonna get the gold straight away. And we have a Yak Band and a Nidra. That's the kind of thing that I ran away from um, when I decided against doing Lair, and we get it in the dungeon. It is quite unfortunate. Oh, I have one magic mapping. I was about to say not as unfortunate as having no magic mapping when it comes to doing Portal Bolt, but fortunately I had one. Mm, Gonna try to make a run for that Portal Bolt. I can do it. Normally I like to skip it unless I'm feeling especially greedy. If I don't have cold resistance, this character does have cold resistance from its Falchion. that I'm not using as a weapon. I'm just using it for the cold resistance pretty much. Scorch. I wonder if Flame Wave hits my allies. I don't know about that, but I certainly hope that it does not. I guess we can always find out if we do this. It's looking like it does hit my allies. All right. In that case, we cannot use it until the wolf dies, or unless I don't mind killing the wolf, that is. Okay, so I think I am going to use summoning here. I have drawn the elements. I got a nice beast. Okay. Oh, that's lame. I dislike that you cannot target a monster with this through glass. That is like so dumb. And it has been in the game for so long as well. It might be a bit of a bug. Okay, we're gonna use Flame Wave now. Maiden cast a Flame Wave. Alright, it killed everything with some help from my summons. So that's fine, I guess. Do I have digging? I do not possess that at the moment, so I'm just gonna have to make my way in the slow way. Yeah, because I could otherwise just like dig through and get there really quickly and easily, and also safely, because the least tiles I reveal, the least monsters that I'm gonna be encountering, and so the easier that it's gonna be for me to get there relatively unscathed and also quickly. I took a wrong turn there. You can now stack 5 cards from your deck. I actually want to do that. I don't know why it has a big failure chance. I don't think it should have any failure chance at all, because it is not really an ability that you're gonna use mid-combat. So the fact that it has any failure chance just adds to like annoyance if you happen to not be able to do it. Yeah, in my opinion, it should always be 0%. Unless it is instant. If it's instant, then by all means it should have a failure chance. Scorch. All right, we got rid of that. Let me wield this Falchion for the cold resistance. 21 damage, big damage. Oh, I am not wielding the Falchion. Yeah, I was like, how did I take so much damage from that? Sticky Flame. They die. Well, one of them dies at least, the other one survives, but we are about to kill it with another cast of Sticky Flame, easy peasy. What is that? Scroll of Identify. Do I want to identify something? I do not have any unidentified items, so what we are gonna do is try to rest as much as we can until the game gives me the message that lets me know that it would immediately wear off, or like it would immediately go away. And it doesn't, so fortunately I was able to get in with pretty much full resources. So now 24% chance to miscast Cactus Giant. It's looking pretty good. Summon Doggy. Let the doggy kill them or like soften them up for a bit. And yeah, soon the doggy is gonna die, and then we're gonna use like a couple of cards of destruction. Maybe I should do so right now, because I need to get rid of them so I can get more cards. Wild Magic, alright. Slow. A Storm, that gets rid of my doggy, but it also kills everyone. Yeah, it even... Oh, never mind. I thought that this had been dealt damage, but no, I was wrong. But yeah, I have Flame Wave, so this is gonna be like not nearly as painful as it could have been otherwise. Okay, the issue is that these things that I'm currently doing are a bit mana intensive. Oh man, I'm really not having a good time with this summoner. Maybe it is because I have to play so slow and it's so alien to me, and like the things that you have to do are so different than the things that you have to do with literally any other kind of character in the game. But I'm kind of starting to heal that by casting other spells that are not summonings. Maybe that's what I should have done in the first place. 21% chance to miscast Cactus Giant. I'm really tempted to cast it for the first time. Hey, we got it. Okay, hits for 10 damage. I think I get the point of it attacks extremely slowly, so it is trash. It is immune to torment. Interesting. Um, so the way that you do the way that you use that guy is that you cast it with a Guardian Golem and then oh, it has a giant spike club. For some reason, I thought that it had something else. If it has a giant spike club, then it is understandable that it attacks very slowly. Yeah, that's how you play this. You cast it and you cast a Guardian Golem and then you let monsters hit the Cactus Giant, kill themselves on it. All right. I still do not like it. I think it is powerful, but it doesn't seem that cool to me. Yeah, I would prefer just like straight up directly killing things. Um, that was unnecessarily large amounts of damage, so let's just reset the fight. Hmm. Okay, it is nice that I can cast Inner Flame, or not Inner Flame, but like Sticky Flame, and have it deal damage to the ice statue, even if I'm not seeing it. It is quite strong indeed, because it lets me kill the monster without putting myself at risk. And I think it's death now, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it is death. Alright. Time for the other one to die. Flame Wave, just to be a bit more proactive. It is almost destroyed and covered in flames, so it only took one turn after that for it to die. Not bad, not bad at all. Okay, I think we already got past what's most likely the hardest part of this ice cave. There is a white draconian here. That is a bit ridiculous. Yeah, 3 dice of 28 cold breath is quite a lot. It is much more dangerous than the ice dragons that were here before. Let's see here. Yep, 3 dice of 24 cold breath. So the thing about these ice dragons is that they are weak to fire and they have less range damage, so in my opinion they were less dangerous than a white draconian. Mm. Well, regardless, I'm gonna use deal 4 destruction, I think. Deal 4 destruction. Okay, white draconian moderately wounded. Maybe I should summon some things. A swarm. Fingers crossed for the swarm to do something against the white draconian. I think it should be okay because it is not poison resistant. Yeah, it is extremely poisoned and almost dead. The killer bees messed up that white draconian. That is a bit unexpected, not gonna lie. Like, I thought that maybe the white draconian would survive, but it took so much damage from those killer bees and that kind of stuff. I'm gonna wait. Well, actually, I'm gonna just like run away because I'm at 50% HP. Somehow I'm at 50% HP. The Draconian dies. Um, So fortunately I didn't have to engage it anymore. And we can probably just reap the rewards now. This is corrosion. We're gonna... No, actually I do need one of those rings of resist corrosion. I don't know if I need a ring of strength. Amulet of Mana Regen. Well, I want that because I am a spellcaster. It's a bit more alluring than an Amulet of Reflection, at least for now. Ring of Mana. No, I prefer my 4 armor class. It is time. Well, it's not time actually. I lost the ability to deal or to stack 5, so I'm just gonna wait until I get it back to get rid of my cards of escape. I don't have one of those, so I'm gonna carry it with me, and let's get out of here and drop all the loot that I'm not gonna use but I would like to have access to, such as this Staff of Cold, these, well, one of these Rings of Fire, the Amulet of the Acrobat, Reflection, Strength and Dexterity, and the Mana. And maybe also get rid of Enchant Weapon and Enchant Armor. Maybe also Flight, because if I need to fly, I would switch to the Falchion as a melee weapon. Or the Falchion pretty much grants me flying. So it is like using a consumable versus not using a consumable, you know? Alright, Boulder Beetle. Oh no, double miscast of some Cactus Giant. We got 2 nameless horrors that have a fair amount of damage, or a fair amount of HP rather. They also anti-magic you, right? Yeah, that could be pretty bad. I'm gonna try to flame wave them away. Miscasting as a summoner is so messed up compared to miscasting as anything else. I think summoners need math buffs. I think as they got math buffs and they're still pretty weak compared to other things in my opinion. Like starting a summoner feels heavily like a strategic mistake. As in you're gonna start something that is going to very significantly going to be weaker than other things. Okay, we got 2 elixirs. We got Exile, the Tomb, and the Cloud. So I'm going to do this. And maybe this. Or this. I don't know. I'm not too convinced by these two. But the thing is that Exile will banish things. It won't banish you. Um, it will never banish the user. It used to be the case that it could banish you, but not anymore. Um, But yeah, it seems like a pretty powerful card to me. I would like to have it immediately like available. Um, the cloud is like it's like a scroll of fog, not as good, but it is a kind of like a scroll of fog. The tomb obviously like encloses you into a wall, into a ring of walls, so it is very safe for you. Like you can regen to full HP and stuff, especially if you couple it with elixir. That is something that I did a lot in my one MLX 15 room playthrough. Yeah, that character was super good. It was powerful, and even though it did get into very sketchy situations, fortunately, Nemelex has the tools that allowed it to survive. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it like that. And then the elixirs at the bottom because the elixir is like the best card, and I don't want to waste it. I could not care about wasting the others. The elixir is like the one that I care about because it's the most powerful one. It heals you a lot and it gives you a lot of mana at high power. All right. So I'm gonna do it pretty much every time that I have a lot of cards in the deck of Escape. Since I have a maximum of 13 on this deck, and I do not receive cards if I have a maxed deck, it is very important for me to not have it maxed. Um, Alrighty, we are going to walk away from all of that. Scorch, Scorch. Okay, I guess you have too much armor class for that to be consistent. Hey, big cross. Yeah, we're playing a Demon Spawn Summoner. I like Demon Spawn a lot. I don't like Demon Spawn, or Summoner rather. I don't like Summoner one bit. But I decided to give it a try because, well, new changes to Summoner. I actually want to know what the changes were about. And, so I can give my opinion on the changes and everything. And so far, let me tell you that I'm not too convinced with the current state of Summoner. Maybe it is because I am just not used to playing a Summoner at all, but I feel like what they do is not as good as what other backgrounds can do. At the start of the game, they're kind of okay. Wow. Oh man, we have gotten like 8 of these already. Like this is probably like the 8th scroll of acquirement. Most of them have been bad, like this one. Yeah, I don't care about those things. Gonna get the gold. I've gotten the gold so much. That's why I have so much money, even though I have not completed Lure. I was doing Lure and I was having issues with Yak Pants, which is a very good indicator of a very weak character. Um, Yeah, very good indicator of a very weak character, but I guess going back into the dungeon was okay, and it turned out to be the correct decision because we found an ice cave that we were able to clear. We found an Amulet of Mana regen there, and yeah, like, man, the inventory of this character looks so beautiful for a character that has found so many scrolls of acquirement. The only real good thing that I have acquired was that book with Irradiate that we got at the very start of the game. And maybe if I had gone for Irradiate immediately, the character would not be in such a rough spot right now. It's kind of recovering, however, because I trained for Flame Wave and Sticky Flame, and those have been carrying me while I wait for Cactus Giant to be more consistent. I already cast it a couple of times. I was not too impressed by it, especially considering that it is a level 6 spell. It's kind of like summon a tank that the enemy monsters are gonna hit and they're gonna be damaged by hitting it. Of course, you follow up with summon Guardian Golem to give your Cactus Giant a bit more HP, and theoretically that is good, but I feel like it's too passive for me. Like you need to wait for the monsters to do things instead of just straight up murdering the monsters. I just realized that I forgot to advertise my stream on the Roguelikes Discord. Level 13, what mutations have you picked up already? We have picked these up. I guess these. Hoops 3, Rock Brown Scales, and Ignite Blood. That's what we have. We got Ignite Blood pretty much on D1. We got Hoops also on D1. And we just got Hoops 3. And Rock Brown Scales are the newest ones that we have gotten. And yeah, it's a pretty good mutation. It's probably on the better side of the scales mutations, maybe even the best, considering that it gives you 7% extra HP. You feel like summoners are weak mages with good hybrids? Yeah, that is kind of what the development team also says. Like, they say that summonings are supposed to be like um, a melee support category of magic, like a melee support magic school. I guess. I can kind of see it makes sense because it's not too mana intensive to just cast like 2 or 3 spells instead of just like murdering everything with spells. But I don't know. I don't know. Like maybe if it's supposed to be melee support, maybe summoners should be warrior mages instead of just mages and start with mage stats. Um, But yeah, I am not too convinced with summoners as obviously as only mages. I pretty much feel the same, at least when it comes to the weak mages department. Um, Let me shield the stream on the advertised community part of the Discord. Give me just a second. There we go. We are done. You have one win with Summoner Abarachi. I think well, no, I have at least one Summoner. Even if it was not a Summoner, like a Summoner start, I won a Mummy. That was pretty much a Summoner. Back when summonings were super broken. Like ridiculously broken. As in, they attack things outside of your line of sight level, so broken. Once you get Summon Forest, you feel like the bands of monsters get a lot easier to deal with. Yeah, Gleam Frogs are all much more manageable with a bunch of trees whacking them. I wish the Dryad didn't tend to suicide itself. Like, it really just, like, it gets summoned and it immediately suicides. That's been my experience with Summon Forest. It is actually a spell that I dislike quite a bit because of that. And then when the Dryad dies, there's like a long cooldown period between that happening and you being able to cast being able to cast the spell again. So I really don't like it. If I got it with this character, maybe I would give it a try because after all, I am already a summoner, so might as well. But I am not too much of a fan of Summon Forest. Maybe it is because that time that I had, well, those times, because it's not like an experience that only comes from one character having Summon Forest. It's been multiples. All of them were Gene, and Summon Force was pretty much the best thing that I had when it came to killing things. So I was kind of forced to use it, and when the Dryad inevitably died, I was left pretty much naked and without anything to kill the monsters. Maybe that's why I'm a bit biased against it. You kind of got a tank for it. Yep, that is like when I am casting spells, it's really not for that. And the more you mention it, like how you have to tank for monsters and how you have to support your summons, it really sounds like summons are a melee support class of Magic, very unlike any other Magic school. Yeah, it really is the case that summons are melee support. But not because they are particularly good for melee, it's just because they are bad otherwise. Is that a double miscast of Flame Wave? It is a double miscast of Flame Wave. Unfortunate. Alright, shoutouts to Flame Wave. It's so good. Um, I have enough mana to kill this Hydra actually. Gonna cast a Doggy and Conjure Flame, or Sticky Flame rather. And now I'm just gonna walk away from the Hydra until it dies. There we go. You like the playstyle kinda. You're playing a Skyrim Brom doing that way right now. Skyrim Brom as in you're playing a character that is kinda like a Skyrim character in Crawl, or are you playing in Skyrim? You might be playing Skyrim. I tried Skyrim and I didn't really see the point, but maybe it really Skyrim is really like not my kind of game. I feel like there's a fair amount of grinding to be made there to level up your skills and stuff like that, and it's not really necessary because the quest or like the path towards the end of the game is like so short, and really the sauce of the game is in doing the side quests, which is something that I don't really do very often when I play games like that. I like my games to be kind of linear but lengthy instead of open ended, but the main quest is like super short. Oh, you do. Oh, in Skyrim you're playing a melee summoner. Yeah, that's what I thought. My cousin actually liked Skyrim a lot. I remember that when we were younger, he was very excited when I went to visit him because he lives kind of far away from me. So I had the chance to go and visit him, and he was very excited showing me his Skyrim build. And he had like Daedric armor or like whatever the highest level armor is in Skyrim. and he was summoning things as well, in addition to fighting with alongside them. So yeah, I kind of get the build that you're talking about. I've seen it before. Um, okay, I think it's time for me to go back to fighting, and maybe we can summon a Cactus Giant here, make it do its thing. Yeah. Oh, ouch. Well, it's fine. I only took 9 damage because I was wielding the staff. Yeah, in fact, the Staff of Fire is better than the Staff of Conjuration. I think I might as well just drop the Staff of Conjuration because the Staff of Fire enhances all my Conjurations spells, and it also gives me fire resistance. You're playing it in BR. uh, when was the Skyrim BR released? I feel like, well, obviously that's not how it released originally, because back then when it first released, BR was not a thing that existed. So it must be a new thing. Yeah, that good old Todd Howard, always figuring out ways to sell his game to people. How many re-releases has Skyrim had already? That is insane. Like, I really I really don't get it, but it is because it's a game that's really not for me. Um, Yeah, I prefer like Metroidvanias in the sense that it is relatively linear. Even if Metroidvanias are open-ended, there is a start of the game and there is an end of the game, and no matter how long it takes you to get there, you're eventually going to get at the end of the game, as opposed to Skyrim, where it's like a very short line between the start of the game and the end of the game, and there's like a whole world of other things to do that don't have to do with the start of the game or the end of the game. And I don't know, I feel like that makes me uncomfortable. Um, yeah, when it comes to Skyrim, that is one of the things that makes me uncomfortable the most. You're gonna steal that horse, I see. Do you have the Omni so you can run around IRL along your character? That sounds fun. If I had the option to do that, if I had like, you know, the setup to do that kind of thing, maybe I would do it. Um, Maybe not because my knees are pretty bad, so I try not to. Oh man, like did you hear that crack when I was saying that I was like flexing my knee and it cracked super loud? And it is like a very common thing for my knees to crack. Um, I that is like the result of literally decades of going up and down staircases on a daily basis, like several flights of stairs, several times per day, several days per week, several weeks per year. My knees are super ruined, and I'm only 26. And I can walk and I can like run and jump and do things, but sometimes they start hurting and cracking, and they just feel uncomfortable, and that's not precisely a nice thing. You've usually never been into that kind of game before either. Yeah, I tried Skyrim. I tried it, but it just didn't resonate with me. I was not too excited by it. Yeah, really not my kind of game. Mm. But if I have to tell you about my kind of game, I've been recently playing Noita off stream. I tried playing on stream like a week ago or something, and it went well. But I feel like I'm not a very good ambassador for Noita. Because I don't like a lot of the game's design philosophy. I feel like there's a lot of things that reward boring, hypothetical, optimal gameplay in Noita, and I just tend to do it and get like giga bored and end up losing focus because it is super boring and end up dying like that. And that is definitely not a good thing, in my opinion. But the core gameplay is pretty fun and pretty. It resonates with me quite a lot. Um, yeah, have you all played Noita? Hello, Railbird. Good to see you around. Thank you for stopping by. Have you played Noita before? No, you haven't. You haven't. Okay, no one here has played Noita. Maybe I should stream it. I was actually going to start earlier today with some Noita and then go into Crawl like the other day. But I decided against it because I was watching Avoiding the Pole playing Mario. Yeah, that guy is pretty fun. That guy is pretty fun in a way that I don't think I would ever be. Um, Please die. No one has played Noita, not even Railbird. Do you play other roguelikes like Cogmind? Um, well, I have played other roguelikes in the past. Like I started with NetHack, I won Slashem once, and I theoretically have another character in Slashem in the Slashem server parked, but I don't even know if that server exists anymore. It's been like 10 years since I touched that character. Um, I've won Dumarel. I've won I think that's about it for roguelikes that I have won. NetHack, Slashem, Dumarel, and of course Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup a bunch of times. And I have also played Brogue and Jupiter Hell and Seal Q, but I haven't won those. I have never won those. Oh, I also played Tome once, and it was probably the worst experience I've ever had in my life playing video games. Like I was so furious when I died. Like I played that character for more than 30 hours. It was literally my first character of Tome ever, and I felt like I was doing so well. And then I got to the second map, and I got killed by overworld mobs, and I was like, why do these things exist? It was awful. But anyway, oh, I forgot to turn on the alerts. Brain, thank you so much for the 4 months. Let me turn on the alerts. And wait a second. I turned them off because, the follow bots, they get pretty spammy. But we can do this.
FSB Rye Hale.
Yeah, hail. Thank you so much for the continued support. I quite appreciate it. Before you got into Crawl a couple or 3 years ago, you only really played FPS and bullet hell arcade shooters, like bullet hell arcade shooters like Toho. No, Toho is not an arcade game. Like I mean, it is bullet hellish, and it would definitely be an arcade game if it was ever put into a cabinet, but it was not an arcade game because its origin was not um, that, but it's definitely arcade-ish. If you have never played Toho, you should check it out. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, like Gradius and that kind of game. Those have never really been my jam because I don't know. Like I feel like in those kinds of games I was getting very frustrated as a kid. Like I have tried them before as a kid, and I was just frustrated that I ended up dying super early. I was never good at those, and they also didn't catch me enough for me to want to get good at them, so I never really played them a lot. But I like Toho. I played Toho 6 on a very underpowered computer that didn't run Toho at 60 frames per second. Maybe that's why I beat it, because I was not running it at 60 frames per second, so I was able to dodge things better than I should have been able to. Mm, but yeah, I haven't really played it a lot other than that. Um, I do like bullet hell games, but not that much. Yeah, there is my favorite non-roguelike game ever, which is Rabi Ribi, is a Metroidvania with bullet hell boss fights. So it like has the gameplay of a Metroidvania, like you jump and you attack and you have like other things that you can do, like in a Metroidvania. But the boss fights have bullet hell patterns that you have to like avoid and like figure out the pattern and figure out when you can go in and attack while still controlling like a Metroidvania. It is a pretty cool concept that like it's a couple of things that are like super basic, I guess, but that I have not seen coupled before, and it's like really nice. And by the way, I figured out that summon doggy just destroys Hydras because I can indefinitely run away from the Hydra while the doggy hurts the Hydra. So it is a pretty synergistic thing to have summon doggy and the ability to run away. Um, all right, I guess we're gonna do it again. Well, I think maybe Scorch. Yep. I'm really not having that good of a time with this character. That's why I've been talking so much. I feel like this character really doesn't resonate with me. Like the things that this character does are not that exciting to me, and overall the gameplay is not quite my thing. That's why I pretty much never play summoners or stabbers, because I don't like the things that they do and how you have to play the game to make them effective. And that's why I play Ogre a lot, because I like having a bunch of HP and being able to take a hit and not exploding. I need a polearm. I had a Trident of Venom that I eventually ditched. I got rid of it because at this point in the game, like Lure, everything has poison resistance, and if monsters don't have it, they have a bunch of HP and they come in bands. Like for example, Jacks, Death Jacks, and Elephants, they all have massive HP. They come in bands, so it's really hard to poison them one by one. I feel like for that kind of monster, I would need to instead either be a melee character or be a mage instead of being a mage with a polearm that hasn't really been trained. So yeah, maybe if I ever play a summoner, which is unlikely to be completely honest based on the current experience, I would immediately try to become a melee character pretty much. You had a good time with your Tengu summoner, just summoning your own band and just standing back. Yeah, I feel like whenever I try to do that, well, first of all, I have to summon many different things because summon spells were changed. Now you can only sustain at most one creature created by almost all of the spells, except for Summon Small Momol, and Summon Horrible Things also has a large cap. Haunt also has a large cap. Um, but that's about it. Do you get full HP for the kills with summons now? Yeah, that's like the one buff that they received, and that's why I am trying them at all. If it had not been for that, I wouldn't be playing a summoner. I thought maybe that would fix all of the grievances that I have with summoner, but it doesn't seem to be the case, unfortunately. I still have issues with summoners um, that are completely unrelated to the fact that their HP gain was halved compared to pretty much everything else in the game. I mean, don't misunderstand me, it is still a really good thing um, that they now gain full HP from summon kills. But I still don't like having to stand back and like be so reactive, like casting something and just waiting for that thing to either kill the thing or for it to die and then like things go bad for you. Um, at least Cactus Giant seems to be super good. Yeah, I like Cactus Giant quite a bit. But yeah, all these waiting that I am doing, I feel like it really should be meleeing instead of waiting. By the way, what's my success chance? 9% with 13 summonings. Huh. Maybe I need a bit more than 13 summonings. Maybe 14 would do the trick. You set up macro just to summon Houndim, Golem, and Cactus. You got it. It got a lot more fun once you got Menagerie and Nidras. Yeah, for sure. I don't know if this character will get any more summon spells. I am more likely to just become a Conjurer. Yeah, okay, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't mess around with that eel. Hmm, let us cast one of these guys and let's support it with Guardian Golem. Okay, Golem is about to explode. That deals a bunch of damage. Scorch on the Hydra. Scorch on the Hydra. That just kills the Hydra. And now I am going to train a bit of dodging, I think. Maybe like 6 dodging. It's not a lot. Yeah. Let's see how high my evasion goes with like 6 dodging. Ring of Fire Resistance. At least that lets me drop this Ring of Fire. Okay, that's fine. Gonna stand back. Oh, didn't chase after me. Interesting. Oh, I remember this robe. I never checked it. It's not very good. Hmm. Okay, I guess we can summon Cactus Giant and stand back and wait for it to do its thing. Is it petrified? Okay, it is not petrified. Oh wow, this thing can be petrified? It is a golem. Hmm, weird. You would think that it being a golem, it wouldn't be able to be petrified, but apparently it is not the case. Catoblepas were particularly annoying to deal with, though. Yeah, for sure. Catoblepas really counter a summoner's strategy of just like summoning a bunch of minions and standing behind them because, well, they just have a beam that bypasses all of that. Mm, right, there we go. Pretty good. That went well. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh man, I wish there was a summon that was fire immune, so I could summon things and also use Flame Wave, which is the thing that. Oh come on, I didn't want to do that. I am taking a lot of damage from these jacks. I typoed. Okay, didn't really get punished by the typo. We're fine. Those jacks are getting free turns on me. Yeah, I'm not slow or anything. Hmm. Well, I have Scrolls of Fear, I have Nemelex cards. I think I'm gonna deal 4 Destruction. So here's a trick with Nemelex. Deal 4 costs less Piety to use than Triple Draw, and it is more powerful. The only downside of Deal 4 is that it costs much more mana. But of course that is not an issue for my current situation. We got the Orb, we got Pain. Hey, we got the Storm. That got rid of everything, and we got the Storm again. Pretty good. Alright, shoutouts to Nemelex. I think it was a very good idea for me to go Nemelex with this character to compensate for the overall weakness of the Summoner playstyle when you don't go melee, apparently. Yeah, maybe if I was a melee character that just summoned a bunch of pets to help it fight, I would be having a better time. Mm, yeah, Orb of Destruction. I actually can get it with this character, I think. Mm. No, I had it in a scroll of acquirement that I didn't take because the only spell from that book that I cared about was the Orb of Destruction. So I ended up taking something else. You've literally never gone Nemelex before. You should consider doing so. Nemelex is, in my opinion, one of the strongest gods in the game. Not even joking or exaggerating. Like, Nemelex is just insanely powerful. Um, you can use Nemelex without any invocations, but the more invocations you have, the better it is, up to the point where Nemelex is actually powerful enough that it's worth it for you to get 27 invocations if you're gonna go Nemelex with a character that actually can feasibly do that without crippling its offense otherwise. Um, so Nemelex has 3 types of cards: Escape, Destruction, and Summoning. Destruction deals damage, deals bad effects to monsters, like sometimes it can polymorph all the monsters, but more often than not the effects are very destructive, like Agony, Orbs of Destruction, Acid even. Some effects that the player doesn't have access to, like Bolt of Draining. It's pretty good. Escape has a couple of cards that are pretty good for you. Let me see if I can show you. Well, it doesn't, but velocity is like swiftness. Tomb just entombs you. Um, it places a bunch of walls around you so you can safely regen to full HP unless you're fighting a monster that can dig through those walls or destroy them in any other way, which in that case it might be kind of bad. Exile banishes things. It's very powerful. The cloud is like a scroll of Fogu. Similar. It's not quite that because it places the clouds on top of the monsters instead of placing them on top of you. And the elixir is the best card. It just heals you a lot very fast, and it also regens your mana depending on the power. Like the more invocations, the more power, the better the elixir card is. Um, Destruction has a bunch of those things that I've had. They have. Oh, that's my bad. I didn't want to do that. Well, can I? Yeah. Okay. It's fine. Doesn't really matter. And Betrayal, the Storm, Pain, the Orb, Wild Magic, and Degeneration. Not bad. But Wild Magic and Degeneration are like not drawing anything, which is kind of annoying. You kind of want to kill things if you're drawing from Destruction. And last but not least, you have Summoning, which lets you summon a bunch of things. The Pentagram, the Dance, the Swarm, the Illusion, the Elements, and the Rangers. So summoning cards are so powerful. They're like the real reason why you go Nemelex, because it's like ridiculously explosive offensive power that more often than not you're not gonna have access to. So it really helps. And even though this character is a summoner, Nemelex helps complement that because the Nemelex cards do not cost any mana to use. So you can just like use them and not waste any mana at all. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I guess this is fine. Nothing here is more dangerous than the Torpor that I was fighting against. How do you get more cards? Nemelex gives them to you when by exploring. Nemelex doesn't gain piety by um, when you kill things. Like, yeah, as you can see there, Nemelex likes it when you explore the world, and Nemelex doesn't particularly dislike it when you do anything, so you can kind of do whatever, and you don't have to go out of your way to do anything special to gain Nemelex piety, which I guess is the case for pretty much any god in the game as it is nowadays. Back in the day, it used to be that gods required you to like sacrifice corpses and stuff, and therefore depriving you of chunks that you may or may not have needed. So yeah, the game was different back then. Fortunately, that is not a thing nowadays. Um, and yeah, you have a maximum of 26 cards. Wow, turned into a harpy. That's pretty bad. You probably shouldn't have done that. Um, you have a maximum of 26 cards in Destruction. In the other ones, you have a maximum of 13. And if you have any one of those three decks maxed, then MLX won't give you any more cards. So it is a good idea to like just use them all, or not use them all, but use like a bit of Escape, a bit of Summoning, a bit of Destruction, so you don't max any single one of those decks. Yeah, but leaving that aside, Nemelix is really, really powerful, and I definitely recommend it on almost any character. Mm, Alright, that Black Mamba at the end got a bit sketchy. Dealt a lot of damage very fast. I don't like that the Cactus Giant hits so slowly, but I think the point of the Cactus Giant is to have the monsters hit it instead of having it hit the monsters. Still a pretty good summon. I like it, and I kind of get why it is not like a normal monster that spawns. It is only a monster that comes from the summon. Hey, I got 2% more HP and one more point of armor class. Not bad. It is definitely a worthy compensation for losing the boot slot, which is a thing that will inevitably happen when you play a demon spawn. Yeah, as you can see, Nevenlex deals you some cards. Now I have 12 escape, 19 destruction, and 9 summoning. I should probably use a couple of escape cards. The thing is that those are more like danger or panic button cards. Um, and I don't really have to use them very often. Let's use one right now just for the for funsies. Yeah, we got the elixir. You begin rapidly regenerating health and magic. I think it already stopped. Yeah, it already stopped. We got a very weak elixir that only regened me for one turn because it can go for very long, but it just didn't happen this time. I am going to cast one of these and do this. Maybe add a sprinkle of sticky flame. Alright, everything dead. Well, not everything, but most things dead, I guess. Pretty good. You're already full in both? No, fortunately I am not. Yeah, I have 11 escape, and the maximum is 13, and I have 9 summoning, and the maximum is 13 for these. The maximum for destruction is 26, so that has a bit more leniency. But you also want to use several destruction cards every time that you actually want to use cards during a fight, in my opinion. Those are the ones that you want to use the most, and more often than not, using a single summoning will resolve any kind of issue that you have mid-fight, as long as you use it early enough, of course. Now, I have a manual of unarmed combat, so it might not be unreasonable for my character to go for unarmed combat. The thing is that unarmed combat is really expensive, so that is a very good reason not to go for unarmed combat. Um, but I might do it. Yeah, in fact, maybe it's not a terrible idea for me to do it right now. Maybe let's get some armor, because I am wearing leather armor of willpower, and I think I might want to upgrade at some point in the future. So yeah, 8 armor. It's relatively cheap, and it's gonna get me like 1 or 2 points of armor class, so it's not like it goes to waste until I want to upgrade. You feel like a good way to think about your summons that might speak to you more is to think of them as damage over time like poison. Yeah, that's something that I also had in mind. It's like sticky flame. The issue with that is that you cannot really cast them and forget about it. Um, like you would do with sticky flame. Like for example, what I'm doing right now, I cannot do it with most of my summons. I can do it with summon doggy, but of course then that happens. I summon the dog, and it immediately gets one shot, right? Um, so in order for me to be able to use my summons as damage over time, I need to be tanky enough to fight alongside my summons, which requires a different kind of build that I just didn't go for because I didn't know, because I barely play summons. Because whenever I try to play summons, I try to play them as mages when it's very clear that you're not supposed to play them like mages, or at least it's very clear to me now. Um, so if I ever play a summoner again, I will definitely try to not play it like a mage and play it more like a melee character. I do think that there should be a change to summoners. Like they should be reworked into warrior mages, and there should be a level 1 summon that instead of giving you a small mammal like a bat or a quokka, it should give you uh, a guardian golem that affects the player. Yeah, I feel like that would not be bad. A very low level guardian golem that only affects the player, so the player can actually kill things, and it's like a bit of extra punch that compensates for the fact that you have to train for summonings early in the game, and therefore you're not training for spellcaster things. Yeah, warrior mages are kind of very weak in the game. Like in general, those warrior mages, those warrior mage starts are not very good because they start with a bunch of things that they can do and enough experience to be able to do all of them. So they do it all, but they do them not well. Maybe Summoner, as I am suggesting, it would fix that, but I don't think it would change, to be completely honest. I think I would maybe have to like summarize what I would like to see in a Summoner reform and make an actual like mm, dev wiki article or something along those lines, because I've seen people design reworks for gods and stuff like that and put them there, and it seems to be more accepted than just like brainstorming on a stream. mm, all right, that went well. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna summon Cactus Giant. In fact, I might quiver it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, there it is. I feel like Cactus Giant is kind of carrying me through some of these situations. Like I cast it and things die, and I don't have to think too much about that. Maybe I should cast it alongside Guardian Golem. Okay. Maybe summon another one. One that is not petrified. Okay, this is getting kind of tiresome. This Catoblepas is really just like petrifying all of my summons every time. I don't have digging, otherwise I would love to dig away and maybe make it to the stairs. Maybe it wouldn't be a terrible idea for me to bail right about now, but it is severely wounded. Maybe I can kill it. Mm, Flame Wave? Okay, that did get rid of the... That did get rid of the Catoblepas. Pretty good. All right. Yeah, I was talking about Noita earlier. I kind of stopped doing so. Noita is a game. If you have ever played Terraria, like the combat in Noita is similar to the combat in Terraria. Noita is a very vertical based game in a sense. You have to keep going down into the dungeon, but you physically go down like in Terraria, and there's like a bunch of monsters that you can fight. The fun part about Noita, however, is that you can make your own ones based on whatever spells you find. You can grab those spells and put them into your wands, and depending on the combinations that you make, you end up with different, very explosive results. Noita draws a lot from NetHack. That is very unfortunate in my opinion. Oh, that's a pretty good thing to have. Um, yeah, Noita really punishes you for experimenting. Like, for example, you may see, oh, there is a spell here that says Omega Subblade. Let's see what it does. And you put it in a wand and you click the button and you're dead. Like, that's just how it is. It just kills you if you put it in a wand and click the mouse button to cast the spell. The way to use most of the spells in Noita is to put them behind Trigger, which is a spell that casts another spell after fulfilling a certain condition. Um, so yeah, unfortunately, Noita does that a lot, and like Noita kills you a lot for not knowing. So it draws itself to like reading spoilers and just like not just playing the game. Mm, okay, so I see this helmet. I don't think I have a helmet. If I do, it's like not a good helmet. Yeah, it is a +0 hat. Um, I'm really surprised to see your dog is usually wolf or work. Haven't seen hound at all. I have 13 summonings. Normally you don't get that much. I went for 13 because I wanted to get Cactus Giant, and that makes me have high power on canine familiar doggies. Yeah, 56% power. I guess that is enough to not get that many hounds. I have gotten hounds, but it has not happened in a while. It seems to be very consistently wolf or warg. Hound is before warg usually. I see. Mm, so we're going to cast Cactus Giant, open this door, and run. Ooh, it immediately gets murdered by the Hydras. That is a bit of a shame. Fortunately, this Binestalker is like a joke. It deals 12 damage, doesn't have any spells. It has good armor class and evasion, so obviously I cannot kill it just like that, especially considering that it has Hydra support. But I can definitely walk away from it for a bit, cast a Cactus Giant, and maybe I should have supported it with Guardian Golem. Okay, I think I already killed one of the Hydras just by having it destroy itself on the Cactus Giant. Ouch. Well, immediate explosion. I have fire resistance and immunity to clouds of fire, so it's not that big of a deal for me. I don't think I have enough HP or damage output to just kill those things, even though like one of them is severely wounded. Oh, wait, I maybe do. Oh, why didn't I think of doing this before? Okay, we're gonna do deal 4 destruction. Um, didn't quite kill everything, but they are very hurt. Okay, this is pretty good. I have one tile on the Hydra. I decided to go for the choke point because there was only one monster that was going to be adjacent to me after stepping on the choke point, and it turned out to be the ghost as I suspected. So now I have one tile on the Hydras, and I can do it again. Um, Maybe I don't even need to do it again. Maybe I just need to use a couple of destructions normally, or just like cast something. For safety, I'm gonna do it again, and I'd rather do it now before like this Hydra specifically regenerates more, because Hydras regenerate quickly, pretty much like players do. So deal 4 destruction. Maybe I should also summon some escape, or like use some summoning. I mean, okay, almost done. Sticky flame. I don't die from the 9-headed Hydra, do I? I don't think so. Oh, look at that. The Hydra died before it could hit me. I was really expecting to like take around 80 damage there. But fortunately it didn't happen, and now I have access to my reward, which is this helmet of the cockatrice. Pretty good, which allows me to wear the leather armor of poison resistance over the leather armor of willpower. And I can also drop the hat. That didn't really do a lot. So well worth it for me to open that. I ended up using a bit of Nemelix Piety and a bit of cards. It's not that big of a deal. Definitely not an issue. That's what cards are for, to use them. Um, and that is not even like the truly powerful cards that Nemelex has to offer. I've done deal 4 summoning before, and it is almost guaranteed to win you a fight. That's how powerful it is. So we got done with the lair. Let's go back to the dungeon. Mm, okay. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Alright, that is 8 armor. I think maybe I should go for 15 shields. I am carrying that kite shield and I haven't put it on. I acquired it really early in the game. Um, what does she have? Okay, she can fire through my summons and deal a lot of damage. But I have 17 armor class. Oh, if she has any kind of support whatsoever, I would rather not take that fight. I would rather wait just for a short period of time. Maybe until I finish the level. Okay, pretty good indeed. Herolcha. Okay, what's your chance to banish me? It shouldn't be very high. Yeah, 10%. I am higher level than you would normally be when encountering Herolcha because I already did the entirety of the lair. And I also have a source of willpower. I already had one, so even if I had found her earlier, it wouldn't have been that bad. I wish that this guy saw invisible. It's kind of a high level summon, so it is kind of surprising that it doesn't see invisible. And by the way, I have a falchion that lets me see invisible, so I can see what's going on. Hey, look at that! Did Elolcha get destroyed by the Cactus Giant? Yeah, Elolcha is struck by your Cactus Giant's spines 2 times in a row. Very good indeed. Okay. Oh, it seems that Nemelex doesn't stop giving you cards once you hit the cap in one of the decks. It used to be like that. Maybe it was a bug and now it's fixed because I have 13 summoning, 13 escape, but Nemelex gave me some destruction cards. Well, since I have 13, might as well use some of that for the gargoyle. And look at that, we got an Executioner Sax of Electrocution. It hits so hard, and it is like really powerful. A dancing top tier weapon is insane, and it stays around for a while. It will obviously eventually go away, but yeah, there it is. I was hoping for maybe another fight before it went away. But it is fine. There will be many more from where that one came from. Um, Invisible enemies are a major pain as a summoner. Only Dog and Mana Viper consistently see invisible. Talking about Mana Viper, I wouldn't complain about getting it. It is a really powerful spell. That one I have used before on characters that are not summoners, and I like it a bit. Ouch. Yeah, the silver sears you is a really bad message. It's not the kind of message that you want to see. Oh man, this is scary. I don't think I can deal with Uru, especially now that she has unlimited javelins. You know what? She has silver javelins. I don't have explosive damage. She has explosive damage burst, so the correct thing for me to do is to go do Orc. Where is Orc? Huh, I haven't found Orc. There is I excluded a two-headed ogre earlier in the game. I remember that. Must be on D10. So that D10 probably has the entrance to Orc. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was right here. Yeah, it's definitely this. Okay, Immolation just to make things faster. Scorch. Uh, No, Scorch it doesn't feel very good. Maybe we are gonna use Destruction. Okay, Pain unfortunately doesn't do very much because all of these are on death. Alright, and so the chain reaction begins. And now almost everything is dead. Everything that had Inner Flame is dead. I am immune to clouds of flame, so I can just sit here on this cloud of flame that it's on my feet. Doesn't matter. Alright, pretty good indeed. I wanna open this one. I wanna see what it is. I am pretty sure there's gonna be at least a knight here. Maybe even a warlord, but I would be somewhat surprised if there was a warlord. I wish I had more immolation, but since I don't, I can use destruction. We get exactly what I wanted to see. An effect that just hits everything. Pretty good. And also, why not? Let's use summoning. We got the swarm, a bunch of killer bees. They're incredible. Like they're super powerful against monsters. They have a lot of evasion. They might not have a lot of armor class or HP. And as you can see, everything got killed. But the Orc Knight is very poisoned now, so I can relatively easily win the fight, or I can just summon more things. And by the way, the things that I summon with summoning, I think they are supported by Guardian Golem. Doggy, we get a work. Kidoki. A centaur. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep training shields. I feel like I am actually capable of killing things now. It's much better than it was before. I feel like we have come a long way after hitting rock bottom with this character. It definitely feels better now. Probably because I got summon Cactus Giant already. But eventually I'm gonna get Irradiate, and I feel like when I get Irradiate, that's just gonna be it for the character, and I'm gonna be able to use that to win the game. Oh, what's your chance to paralyze me? 16%. That is quite a bit. Oh, control wrested from you. Huh. Your Cactus Giant is charmed. What happens if I summon another one? Oh, it doesn't go away. Okay, that's very interesting. That's literally the first time ever that I see that. Oh, did it go away? No, it got destroyed by my own Cactus Giant. Okay, that's an interesting thing. So if a monster charms a summon of yours, it will be rendered hostile and it will not go away if you cast a new one. Good to know. Didn't know about that. Mm, Cactus Wars, yeah, Cactus Wars indeed. Not something that you see very often because pretty much nothing in the game spawns an enemy Cactus Giant. That is fine. I think I already killed the one that had distortion. Yeah, it was an Orc Warrior. The War Axe of Distortion is on the floor, so we're safe now. Not that we should melee these guys or anything, but at least it's safe to stay next to them for one turn or two. Pretty good. Yeah, these fights are a bit messy and they take much longer than fights with a different kind of character. It was definitely my fault. It might not be too late for me to switch into being a melee character that just like casts the Cactus Giant and kind of forgets about it. Maybe that's not such a terrible idea. I still haven't made too much of an investment in my magic, and I definitely can because I have the manual of unarmed combat. Like 15 or 16 unarmed combat is gonna do quite well for quite a while, and it's not that expensive, especially because we have the manual. Okay, I got hit really hard by the Orc Knight. Really, really hard. Yeah, I am not getting close with this character. Demon Spawn mutations only give you one of the ones that remove your item slot. And with this character, we got the one that removes our boots. So there is one exception to that rule, and that would be a monstrous demon spawn that gets horns, gloves, and or loses horns, loses or rather loses a helmet, loses the gloves, and loses the boots with mutations. That one is really bad because you're losing a bunch of armor class for a bunch of things that don't do a lot, and I guess claws do a lot, but the other ones don't. But that's pretty much the only case in which a demon spawn gets multiple mutations um, that make them lose inventory slots. Mm, all right. That was a bit sketchy. Shouldn't have gone downstairs because I was at like 50% HP. All right. So the Orc Knight has a launcher. That is a big issue because it means that it just deals a bunch of damage to me from afar. For some reason you thought you got two body mutations. Yeah, it is one body and one skills almost always. And sometimes there's like the rare monstrous demon spawn that gets three. But those ones are really bad. Whenever you're a monstrous demon spawn, I've only gotten it once, but I really wanted to quit because it like removes all the fun of getting a demon spawn. Because the fun of getting a demon spawn is that you know that the mutations that you're gonna get are gonna be like really unique and powerful. And getting a bunch of body slot mutations is like the opposite of unique and the opposite of powerful. So it's like just super lame. I wish those came alongside like regen and robust 3. Maybe then it would be worth it to play a monstrous demon spawn. Excuse me, I thought that I was going to kill the knight with that. Maybe I could do it again. The knight is almost dead. But then it's like literally gambling with my life. Is it worth it? I would say no. Okay, fear is probably going to work. Yeah, everyone has low willpower. No one has a random item of willpower, so if I read fear, is guaranteed to fear everyone pretty much, except for the knight it seems. But it doesn't kill me. Um, yeah, the knight easily resists, so it was not guaranteed, but it was almost guaranteed, and the knight just beat the roll. It was super bad. I'm gonna read another fear. Okay, now we're gonna get out. And do we have another set of downstairs? It doesn't seem to be the case. Maybe magic mapping. Um, okay, yeah, the other two downstairs are over there. Now, I can re-teleport to try to land on the other side, just so I don't have to fight that knight. It might not be a terrible idea. Monstros isn't too good, though once you got statue form on one, it was sweet. Yeah, statue form really compensates for a bunch of the armor class that you lose. Um, That's why I like statue form on ogres, because ogres also don't have access to globes or boots. So statue form just gives them that boost in armor class. And in addition to that, you get a bunch of HP as well, on top of the incredible HP that you already have as an ogre. Um, yeah, I'm gonna try reading teleport. Let's see how that goes. By the way, there was another play that I could have made, and that was deal 4 on my stack. I don't know if that works, but if it works, I think it could have saved me almost guaranteed because the stack has elixir at the bottom, so I would have been affected by at least one elixir, and that would have been good. But I didn't want to take any more risks. I was at very low HP. In fact, I am surprised that I managed to survive that. I took very little damage. Okay, maybe I don't need to teleport. I'm just gonna go down and like deal 4 summoning. That is going to win me the fight. Um, Maybe not even deal 4 summoning. This setup doesn't seem that terrible. Doesn't seem like I'm gonna die in like 2 turns. So I can use summoning. We got the pentagram. We got a soul eater and a rakshasa. And hide behind those. Rangers, illusion. Okay, what can you summon now? Summon small momo, sticky flame, and cold imp. It's such a shame. I keep hoping for it to have scorch, but it just doesn't have it. I guess it would be too powerful as a monster spell. Maybe let's summon one more thing. The swarm. Okay. Oh, the knight is on the process of dying. Yeah, there it goes. The summons are really powerful. Like the monsters may seem slightly mundane, but the thing is that monster versus monster is like a whole nother world compared to monster versus player. Like different rules apply pretty much. Not because the monsters are necessarily tankier when they're fighting other monsters, but it is because the monsters don't care about their HP not going to zero, or rather, you don't care about the monsters' HP going to zero. Um, you have a bunch of armor class, so maybe I shouldn't cast a Scorch again. I'm gonna use a Sticky Flame. That gets me the kill. It's very good because those melee Orc Knights are pretty scary. And wow, I keep waiting for this shield skill to go up higher or faster, and it just hasn't happened. By the way, that obviously is the entrance to the Orc Bolt. I am a bit nervous of going in there. Random Wraith on Orc 2. This is a very good indicator of Josephine being in the level. Um, Summoning? Escape? Oh, very nice. We got velocity, everything got slowed. Velocity is super good when it slows everything. But it is not particularly an escapey thing to do. Maybe the deck of escape should be renamed into something else, because it's not something that you want to use when you're trying to escape, and that is definitely a very misleading name. Um, yeah, I don't know what kind of name I would give to the deck of escape, but I do know that the name should change. Okay, this is the ending with a bunch of pandemonium monsters. It is fine. I don't think it's bad. It's actually really good because usually one demon spawn generates, or at least one demon spawn generates with demon weapons. So depending on what we get, we might change the character like quite drastically. We might, or we're probably going to become a melee character that just summons Cactus Giant every now and then. Um, yeah, there it is. You have a Demon Trident of Electrocution. First and foremost, that is a crazy good weapon, and it's also a crazy scary one because I can explode very fast thanks to that Demon Trident. Um, maybe Destruction. There we go. I love to see that. That is exactly what I wanted to see. You are not resistant to electricity, so I'm a bit surprised that you managed to survive that, but you're immune to fire, and it just so happens that my main way of killing things is Sticky Flame and Flame Wave, and Scorch. Mm, maybe get a doggy, Cactus Giant, walk away. I don't have the luxury of walking away too much because I don't have that much HP. This Red Devil is really being quite resilient. I should probably like try to kill it a bit more proactively instead of waiting for summons to do their thing. Um, okay, so now if I am going to stop being a spellcaster, I shouldn't increase my intelligence any further. I should maybe start getting strength so I can wear some kind of body armor. Most likely Storm Dragon scales. Also, last time you asked about when one should go for 15 runes and you plus others you'd feel very powerful. Your current Barachi of Che literally just tap through the Hell Lords. Yeah, that's kind of what happens when you have Che strength. You can tap through Hell Lords because you're gonna deal incredible damage. You probably have around 40 strength or so, and yeah, that is a very powerful character. Um, so were you playing Hot Hills or were you playing 0.27? If you were playing Hot Hills, tell me about your experience of doing Hot Hills with Che. Did you run into any issues, any nasty bolts? Um, I wouldn't attempt it. Yeah, 0.27, I see. Yeah, because in 0.28, Hot Hills like make things way more complicated. It is so much harder. Whole Hell sounded too scary. If you have a chance, you should try it because it may get buffed or nerfed compared to the current iteration. So just so that you can say, oh yeah, I tried that version of Hot Hells. Like for example, I tried the very first version and it was so messed up. Like when you got infinite contamination and infinite stat drain. I was like the first character that I did with Hot Hells. I was at like 5 dexterity, wearing a ring of +6 dexterity. Um, and the character had like 12 dexterity base, so it was ridiculous amounts of drain, like actually unreasonable, and it got nerfed quite a lot. It is still really dangerous, but it is much more manageable as it is right now. Did Hot Hells recently way too hard? Did you end up dying, or did you bail, or did you complete it all? You also picked up 3 pips of willpower armor, which was stellar. Yeah, pretty good to have willpower. I am always an advocate of having willpower. Hey, look at that! Now we have plus 7% HP compared to normal demon spawn. That's pretty sweet. Bailed on one. Yeah, I see. That is my plan. Like if I think that I won't win, I just go win. Like if I continue doing health or extended, I would die. I tend to choose winning because like I can already win if I'm trying to do extended. Um, that's really bad. This guy got really quickly over to where I am. Do I have Blink? Because I feel like Blink would be a pretty good thing for my character. Okay, doesn't seem to be the case. Sticky Flame. I am at 50 HP. This makes me a bit nervous. Okay, so what now? Yeah, the situations that I keep getting into with this character are so sketchy. Like I feel like every fight I am at risk of dying. Okay, what do you do? Oh, you are not immune or resistant to anything. That's very nice. They can paralyze you and they can banish you. I remember that there's like a 1 in 200th chance for a chaos effect application to banish you. I don't know if that is the case for all chaos or only for melee brand chaos. Maybe clouds of chaos are different. Um, but yeah, regardless, chaos is a very dangerous thing. You should treat it with respect. Yeah. Okay, there's the shops, or at least two of them. I like that this ending doesn't have all the shops in the same spot because it can get pretty hard. Finally, we found the second scroll blinking. The first one we read identify, so we pretty much wasted it. And we have been walking for so long without a scroll of identify. Oh man, it is a relief that we finally found it. Because we have already gotten into a fair amount of situations where I really felt like I needed it and I just didn't have access to it, so that's never a good thing. All right, I ended up buying a bunch of things from this shop. I think I'm gonna buy more. Yeah, those, and I don't care about the things that we are leaving behind. Maybe invisibility, but I don't value invisibility that highly. It is not a thing that I use very frequently. Mm, let's just wait for those guys to get over here. Okay, yeah, I keep typing into summoning a wolf. It's not very good. You gotta head out for the night. Thanks for the stream. No problem. Thank you for checking it out. I appreciate it. I'm gonna be streaming more tomorrow. Like we're gonna continue this character. Obviously, I'm not gonna be finishing this character tonight. I usually stream for around 4 hours, maybe less, very rarely more. And I just go as far as I can get in those 4 hours, and I don't play crawl off stream. Just so I have the desire to play crawl when it comes to actually streaming. So you're not gonna be losing a lot, and whatever you lose, you're gonna be able to just check out the video on demand. That is pretty much always the case. Okay, this Soul Eater is pretty dangerous because it has one pip of every resistance. Yikes. Nameless Horror. It doesn't have resistance to fire. I was under the impression that it had one pip of every resistance. Oh, you know what? It's healing itself with Drain Life. That's what's happening. Okay, if you walk away, the Cactus Giant is... Um, no, it's not that slow, actually. It only attacks slowly. So maybe it attacks, and because it just attacked, it doesn't chase the monster. Pretty sure that's how it is. Um, yeah, so far I have had two Hot Hells runs. The first one, it was with a melee character, Minotaur of the Shining One, Minotaur fighter, pretty strong character, and it was awful. And then it got nerfed between my first and second characters. And the second character was another mage, fire elementalist of Ashensari, and that one had it significantly easier, like so much easier. But I had everything that I usually like to have when I am heading towards extended: polar vortex, ignition, refrigeration, shatter, and statue form. That's pretty much all. Well, I guess irradiate as well, and orb of destruction. So yeah, I had everything that I could wish for. So everything was really easy, except there was one situation where I felt like it was extremely unfair, and that was when I was fighting. When I was going in through the Iron City of this, I got Evil Mike Ambush, and Evil Mike Ambush used to place a bunch of garbage monsters in an 80 by 80 level that you could easily teleport away. You could easily teleport away from the ambush and just go down different stairs. That was a thing, but as it is right now with the current version of Hell, it is a very large vault in a very small level with a bunch of very dangerous monsters because the garbage monsters were removed, all removed. So the monsters that the vault places are all very threatening, especially when it's a bunch of them at the same time. And yeah, that was pretty bad. In fact, I thought that I was not going to survive, but I ended up surviving that situation. And I just didn't come back until I had Death's Door. Like, I actually learned Death's Door to be able to do that. I didn't have to cast it, but I still thought that like the damage output was so insane that the only way for me to be able to do that was by having Death's Door. So I had to learn it. Um, but yeah, leaving that aside, Hot Hells, or like at least the current version, feels much more manageable. Still interesting, but much fairer. And it is still not something that I am interested in. It's not much my thing to play through extended. Um, okay, that is very useless. Yeah, that's literally so useless. Hmm. I was hoping for it to banish the Soul Eater. Well, that's also really useless. I need to get rid of the Soul Eater before it heals to full HP. Hey, there we go. Ask and ye shall be given, I guess. Just gonna burn some time for... Oh! Oh no, it abjured. Yeah, it possesses the following natural abilities: Abjuration. That's kinda lame. Alright. That got pretty sketchy. And yeah, I apologize for playing so slowly. I do not like it either, but I have a streak of 3 and I'm hoping to make this a streak of 4 actually. I would definitely not complain if this turned to be a streak of 4. The way I've been playing, however, it's really not like I'm playing to streak, I have to say. It's been a couple of very questionable plays, but yeah, I'm just not used to having a character like this one. Okay, 14% chance to paralyze. I don't want that. Yeah, I summoned the Cactus Giant so that even if I was to get paralyzed, I would still have a chance of surviving by having the Cactus Giant kill things. Um, Wait, is this real? No, it is a summon. Strong Orc Knights are really scary. Oh, it's not longer strong. Very well. We are going to keep casting Sticky Flame and kiting it away. I mean, I have access to that, so might as well put it to use. Yeah, And by the way, I keep mentioning that I'm on a streak of three. The streak of three involved two Hot Hells characters. Like the streak starter was a Hot Hells character, and the second one was also a Hot Hells character, and the third one was the Palentonga that I played recently last week. And yeah, this character is quite probably going to become the streak four, unless I terribly misplay at some point. Fingers crossed for that not happening. Okay, I kind of want to wear my shield, but I feel like it's gonna remove my Cactus Giant. Let's wear it just to find out. Yeah, 21% Cactus Giant and 9% the level 4s. We are gonna take it off until I don't have that happen, pretty much. It's not gonna take very long. Oh, this guy has fire resistance. That is not good. Hmm. I am nervous. Yeah, that Jelly Demon spawn makes me pretty nervous as well. Demon Blade of Freezing, that is a very high quality weapon as well. Yeah, I tell you that these guys drop insane endgame weapons. So I can choose between the Demon Trident of Electrocution, which most likely it is what I'm going to use, or this Demon Blade of Freezing. There was even a chance for one of these demon spawn to actually get me an Evening Star because these guys carry them. I think they're kind of rare, so yeah, it was not that as guaranteed as a demon weapon, but it was a possibility. Let me use destruction here. Um, it is a floating eye. It is very easy to kill, and also the demon spawn turned into a Bogart. I see. That is like everything turned into things that are much easier to kill. Very convenient. Oh no. Well, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And wow. Okay, so funny thing. This was a jelly demon spawn. It got turned into an endoplasm. So I feel like it got destroyed. Seems like a polearm is best for summoners because you can evoke reach attacks from behind your summons. Yeah, it is the case. However, for some reason, I don't get it. Sometimes you fail to reach enough. Like the game literally gives you a message that says you couldn't reach far enough. It is so annoying. Um, I feel like you should just be able to do it. Maybe it should give you a higher chance to succeed at doing that by training the weapon skill. But no matter how much weapon skill you have, I feel like it never works. Okay, can you please do something that deals damage instead of just polymorphing everyone? That is not very good. Yeah, I am going to be slowed now. Slowed and poisoned, potentially a lot. Okay, we got rid of the Death Rake. Now there is a summoned Red Devil summoned by this yak. Yeah, funny thing, the Red Devil was summoned by the yak. I wonder what's easier to kill. Probably the yak, considering that it is immune to fire and I only have fire damage. Yeah, there we go. You kill the yak. When you get that message, it is because your polearm skill is not high enough or your base skill is not high enough in terms of strength and dexterity. I think it's just like a 50% chance to fail because you're not intended to be able to do that kind of stuff. Okay. This is another jelly demon spawn. Okay. Destruction. Turned into a shock serpent and a sea snake as well. I like the new color for the sea snake in console, that is. It is the same color as a redback, which is very appropriate considering that sea snakes have among the strongest poisons in the entirety of the game, such as, I mean, just like redbacks. Um, okay, that went well. I was thinking that the shock serpent was very scary, but fortunately we were able to kill it. Okay, for this infernal demon spawn, it is also yet again a monster that is immune to fire, so maybe Cactus Giant with a bit of support of Guardian Golem will get the job done. Well, almost. There we go. Is struck by your Cactus Giant's spines. I wonder if the Cactus Giant is like a giant. Oh, it actually. Oh, look at that! There's a tile now. I see. Yeah, it kind of looks like what I was going to suggest. Let's see here. Mm. So recently I discovered that I can drag and drop things into. I discovered that I can drag and drop things into the overlay in OBS, so I can very easily show pictures. So I figured that it looked something like this, and yeah, it is the case. Look at that. The similarities are uncanny. Um, all right, with that out of the way, I guess we can continue. We're almost done, by the way. This is probably one of the hardest endings of Orc because you get to fight some crazy monsters. Like all these Jelly demon spawn, we've already killed a fair amount of them, and they're immune to cold. They fortunately don't seem to deal extra cold damage, and they don't have that much HP. But yeah, big armor class, um, because they have Ice Mail. And also sometimes this level places things like Sun Demons and stuff like that. Whenever it places a Sun Demon, either you have 1 or 2 pips of fire resistance, or you should just leave. Same goes for 650 and resistance to electricity. So I would say that the monsters at this ending places are very high level. I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy this as well because I don't have globes. And let's see the helmet. Okay, it's pretty decent. The 3 pips of resistance to negative are okay. I bought it not expecting it to best my current helmet, and it definitely doesn't. The -5 strength, the fact that it is +0, and the fact that it doesn't give me any willpower or anything just makes it worse than my current helmet. Um, hey, 6 intelligence and 3 slaying sounds pretty good for my character. Same goes for that ring of the distant future, poison resistance and cold resistance. We got a ring of willpower, a ring of wizardry. But no, most likely I'm gonna get this and I'm gonna put it on. Mm, 8 shields. So yeah, it's gonna be a while until we can actually use that. Mm, I think this might be better. Yeah, I'm losing 9 mana and resistance to electricity for 6 intelligence and 3 slaying, which might become relevant very soon. At the very least, the 6 intelligence is actually kind of noticeable. It drops my Cactus Giant from 9% to 5%. Um, so yeah, I like what we currently have with this character. And look at that, I now have 20 armor class. For a character that's wearing leather armor, 20 armor class is quite a bit. I am using that ring of protection, so that's probably where the bulk of that comes from. Um, but yeah, overall, I would say that the character is kind of weaker than average at the moment. It is struggling with situations that other characters that I have played in the past haven't really struggled with. Um, it is definitely due to my lack of experience playing a summoner, but it will get better the least of a summoner I am, and the more of an either melee character or mage character I become. Um, we are gonna come back to this character tomorrow. I'm gonna finish this character tomorrow. Yeah, unless things take a very sour turn, I'm gonna finish this character tomorrow, one way or the other. And like the really sour turn would be me having to play this slowly tomorrow in order to make the character succeed. So fingers crossed for that not happening. Let's see if someone is playing Crawl that we can raid. Hey, hello Shaper. My night is going. There's only been one character. Yep, I started this 3 hours and 16 minutes ago, apparently. It is a demon spawn summoner, as you can see. I decided to try summoner because Cactus Giant, and also I wanted to try the thing that now they don't reduce the experience that you gain, and it's been rather painful. I didn't build the character correctly. I could have built it as a melee character that just has a sprinkle of summoning, and it would have resulted into a better character than what it is right now. But I know that I just have to keep surviving and killing things, and eventually the character will become much stronger. Um, so yeah, you can look forward to checking this video on demand if you're interested in me playing a summoner. You can be sure that it's not gonna be a very common thing, so chances are good that it's gonna go to YouTube precisely because it is not a thing that I do very often. Um, so yeah, let's see if someone else is playing Crawl. Sometimes it's hard to guess what the RNG will offer. Yeah, when it comes to the combat, I think that's what messes me up about being a summoner. Like I cast my summon spells, and I'm like, oh yeah, these guys should kill, I don't know, this Hydra, and then the Hydra like pretty much kills everyone in like 2 turns, and I'm like, oh no, now I don't have any mana, and my summons didn't do anything to the Hydra. And I feel like that kind of variance doesn't really exist with other species, or not species, but other backgrounds. Like with other backgrounds, you can kind of see the fight going south, or like you just win the fight, so you play accordingly. But it might be because of my lack of expertise when it comes to a summoner. Um, but yeah, anyway, let's see if someone is playing Crawl, as I mentioned before. No one is playing Crawl but me. Oh, Assist Me Doom is playing what's probably going to be what is probably my favorite Castlevania. He's playing Area of Sorrow. I don't know if I want to watch that. Maybe so I mentioned Noita a fair amount in recent days. I've mentioned that game. So there's this guy that is called Dunker Slam. I think he's kind of the equivalent of me, but on Noita, in the sense that he is like a very experienced player, very good, um, and also has like a million hours on his game. So I think he's a perfect ambassador for Noita. If you have never seen Noita, stick for the raid, I guess, and check out Dunker Slam and Noita. It is a pretty fun game. It is a roguelite, so not quite a roguelike, but still a pretty decent game. And yeah, I will be back tomorrow, and I hope you have a nice rest of your night. Wait, did that work? Or did something weird happen? Yeah, sorry for that. Let me. Wow, this is so annoying. Yeah, this seems like a new Twitch change, but I guess it's okay. Well, anyway, thank you for watching, thank you for hanging out, and I will see you tomorrow so we can finish this character. See you around.